Today, I'm going to be talking about iDubbbz once again. If you don't know who iDubbbz is and what all he has done, make sure to watch the playlist that is linked in the description below and also in the playlist section of my channel. It will go from the beginning to the current time of iDubbbz's fall. And I don't really want to spoil anything if you haven't watched it, but it's very good, and it's, it's just straight up. It just shows you everything from here to now, and it's a good comprehensive story of it. And also, there are other playlists as well that go over other people. I have multiple series going on at once. I actually just did my updates on the other two. I don't know if I'll have an update on maybe another one. I have like maybe one person I might do an update on that isn't like a series of sorts, but it might be like the third, fourth video I made on this person. You all probably know who it is, but yeah, make sure to go check those out. If you like videos like that, make sure to like and subscribe as I make videos on internet dramas, lolcows, and more. Make sure to use YouTube's mobile-only hype feature on this video as well, and watch the video all the way through, as that's what helps me out the most. Make sure to also follow my Twitter, is linked in the description below. And with all that said,
let's go!
Ian and Anisa moved to Canada. We knew that Ian and Anisa were in Canada and staying there for a little bit. I don't know if this is still confirmed or not, but I think they've just been in the same in the same spot ever since they moved to Canada. Either way, it was kind of toss-up for a while. Like, I never really knew exactly, like, are they for sure living there, or are they just staying there for a little bit? But it is now confirmed that they are living in Canada now full-time, as asked in Anisa's Instagram comment section, where someone says, "Are you guys staying in Canada full-time now?" And Anisa says, "Yes, I just missed my family too much and missed socialized healthcare," crying emoji. Which, I get missing family. They did live in Washington at one time, so they were close-ish. I don't know exactly how far away Edmont or whatever they live. I think it's Edmont is what it's called. I don't know how far away that is from where they were living in Washington. I think they were living in the Seattle area as well. I don't know how far away they were, but Washington is on the border, so they probably weren't too far away before, and now they're just living with them. And the thing is, too, is that she could have lived in America and also seen them pretty often if she actually made a bit of money. She could have gotten plane tickets or gas money or whatever if she actually worked a job. And they also wouldn't have to worry about health insurance either if she worked, because, health insurance comes with most jobs. There was a rumor on Kino Casino that Ian had totaled and crashed his car, and I never talked about this because I didn't know if it was true or not, but it was like shown, or like whenever I was researching, I seen it while making my last video on them. This is true, as Ian talks about it on stream. The clip is like 13 minutes long of him talking about this and has music, of course, in the background, so I won't be showing it really, because I don't really know if there's a point. But basically, he crashed due to not knowing certain aspects of driving in the snow, and whether the car is done for or not, I didn't watch the entire thing, to be honest, so I don't really know. But if, that car is done for, then it sets them back a bit, probably financially. Despite, of course, insurance paying or, whatever. Even if they give them some money back, it probably still sets them back in certain ways. Especially with their taste and spending outside their means, you can only assume. There was also a more recent episode of the Perfect Guy Life podcast, or Sam Hyde's podcast, if you don't know, where iDubbbz was brought up for a moment in what's been going on with him, and here's that.
I don't know. Have you talked to iDubbbz?
Not in years, no.
Like, he's not like on like a, hey.
No.
Would he do PGL?
I don't think he would.
No?
I don't think so.
I had like a thing last night. I was saying it like, he should come down and do the podcast.
I think I reached out to him in a kind of like friendly way through Harley. And I don't think he's open to anything like that.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. I hope he's okay. I don't want to see iDubbbz suffer.
No, I know. It seems like he's like I don't know.
The clip I was thinking of was just Ethan Klein talking about what Israel is, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
Sure
me and his
so he knows what he's saying.
You can close this.
Although I don't think
He looks good.
Yeah. He's got Ethan Klein syndrome.
What is going on?
Oh, that's so funny.
Fester Adams. Why?
He's in the middle of nowhere. He's up in the middle of nowhere somewhere in Canada.
Who, Ethan Klein?
No.
Harley?
No.
Oh, yeah.
iDubbbz?
iDubbbz is in California, I think.
Ew.
No, he's in Canada now.
Really?
Yeah, he's living in like a house in Canada or something.
Why?
Because his girl brought him there.
She pimping him out?
Yeah, he lives in Canada with his wife.
Alberta.
And I was yeah, he's like and it's not in like a nice area. It's in like a rough area.
Let's not talk about.
No, I thought he should come out and do in an honest way. I didn't think all of it was that. I thought we all got along when we were shooting the thing.
He, I think you were missing a sort of thread that was underlying that.
Yeah, I wasn't with him. I was just on the. We have pictures of him. He's like got our arm around us, smiling like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
It's just people. Everybody's a person.
He seems to try to be civil, and I don't think Sam wants to stick to a person or topic long like iDubbbz unless he could go more into it in a more funny way, which I don't think he really could in this situation, so he's probably done talking about them for a while, or maybe just in passing for now, unless some big drama comes in or they have like a really bad opinion. Maybe they'll come in then, or maybe he'll come back in then. We'll see. Health update. Ian has had more and more recently been rolling his eyes. All of the other behaviors are still there, of course, like slurred-ish or at least very slowed down speech, even at one point saying, quote, his brain is fried for whatever reason during a stream, and more clips of him eye-rolling and more. But this eye-rolling thing is something that a lot of people have been talking about now, and I think it was even shown in my thumbnails previously, but it's becoming more obvious and like kind of strange. He's slowly getting tics like H3. He's been watching so much of him that he's now turning into him as well. Being put down so much and being depressed along with, taking ADHD medicine, which has obvious like side effects to them, it can completely fog up your brain. All of those aspects, not just the ADHD medicine. I saw a tweet a while back saying something along the lines of, quote, depression makes you slow. They said like some other words, but it's too early in the video for me to be able to say all that. But I couldn't agree more, and it hurts you so badly in so many ways, being depressed and being constantly put down by your wife and by people online. That's why I think they don't really need to be on the internet, and streaming is like the worst option for him, as he's already getting hate and then has to deal with a live stream chat, clippers and stuff like that going at him even more now. There's also clips of him doing the therapy thing, and like Papa Gut was talking about it and making some good points. I don't know how old this is, but here it is.
Did you just touch on something inside of you right now?
Yeah, I think
What
so.
was that?
Oh,
Ian's insecure because he feels worthless, and he doesn't feel like people value him the way that they used to, and he misses the positive attention. He's getting upset about it, and then part of it is the fact that he's upset that Ethan actually has these things, and he doesn't understand why, because he's doing the right thing in his head, and so he doesn't really get it, and so now he has to figure out why Ethan's like bad or something. Like, okay, we get it. Cry for me, baby.
yeah, I've just seen...
What have you seen, bud?
It's frustrating because...
It brings a tear to my eye. You sense the pain, right? You feel the anguish.
Yeah, but I also think he's an idiot, so I don't really feel bad.
I've really tried hard to like control what I've been putting out online and like what I'm going to react to and think about other people. And it was like, at minimum like a full year of me like really questioning like everything I was putting out. And I had some confidence at the start of that, but like every video I put out, I'd be like the views aren't good. The comments aren't good. Like, I don't know. Like, it just kept getting worse and worse. And so, I feel like I have a much clearer idea because I didn't take like an easy route, or I didn't like fight back, or when I say easy route, I basically mean to say that I didn't go for the drama or the things that I know would get like views or attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am familiar with
like Ethan did. He's writing off Ethan here. iDubbbz has decided to create his entire strategy around Ethan and being like just some kind of comparison to Ethan. That's the most toxic thing. If this therapist was any good, and I don't think that he is, he would have identified throughout this entire thing that iDubbbz's number one problem is his incredibly toxic comparison to Ethan Klein.
Also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. I'm like,
oh, I
it's
feel
just really,
it. It's just poop.
really hard.
It's so hard
to be
It's so hard.
A couple online and
It's
see
so
people
hard
attacking
to be
your
a couple
partner, and it's
online.
like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them.
It doesn't always
right?
help them.
Sometimes
It's
that
so
makes it
when
worse
she's
for
getting
them.
attacked, I just ignore it. I don't do anything to help her. And that's what it's like to be a real man that takes his wife's last name. Sorry, I'm being a little toxic here.
So I'm seeing Ethan go through a lot of that. Ethan and Hila. And
I see him go through it.
yeah,
I just wish that they could understand that as I project my feelings onto them about how insecure they are, that they understand I know how they feel. Because they don't actually feel that way, but I do. Like, what is this? What are you doing? What's happening?
it just I really relate heavily to
Wow.
the harassment that they're getting.
That's
and,
crazy, bro.
I see them kind of like, turn away from friends, lean more into money, get a lot more like flippant and a lot more like aggressive toward people, and I'm just like...
And yeah, Ian is basically suffering from the consequences of his own actions, so it's really hard to feel bad for terrible people like him. But yeah, I do think that the medicines and just him going through so much stuff online that obviously affects him and anyone else really, I think that he's obviously struggling in a lot of ways mentally and starting to possibly have tics and stuff like that, maybe caused by medicines or CTE. People say like CTE a lot, and although it is possible, he only had like 2 fights and probably a bit of training, and if he got CTE from that, there was something wrong with him in the entire anatomy of Ian Washburn, or whatever his last name was. Ian video update. Ian has been talking about what he wants to make next video-wise, and how he doesn't like the ideas he's made so far, even suggesting making another squirrel video.
Looks maxing rabbit hole goes deep, worth a content comp. Thank you, PP Diaper Pants. That's very encouraging to hear. Because it's one of these things, I've been like on the precipice of a lot of different videos, and I'm like, I think I decided like if I'm not feeling anything strongly enough, I really need to just out a squirrel video or something, and then maybe I'll be more leaning in a direction. Because right now I'm like, I have like a few different video ideas, but they're all kind of, I classify them all as like C+, and I'm like, I don't want to put out a C+ video.
I didn't like the scroll videos at all, really. I think that was like basically the start of his fall or near it. I think it was I talked about this in like the last episode or the one before it, where I talked about like where his fall exactly started. And I think him not making videos that he doesn't want to is a good idea, don't get me wrong, but he wants to live off of the internet. He either needs to get ideas going or get a actual job and stop, using streaming and everything else as full-timer, especially after the last video not doing well and causing him to, quote, steer away from political videos, and also him now begging for money. It isn't even a bad idea, like, what I'm suggesting here. I think if it came down to it, he and Anisa would be able to duo mod stream or something for Hassan's chat, since he supposedly pays his Twitch chat moderators. He also ruined his statement, though, by saying this on stream.
Old fan here, I think you should post YouTube videos more frequently. Yeah, I mean, you can't rush art. Art's gonna come when it comes.
Ian isn't an artist anymore. His badge was taken away years ago. I think the medicines he is on are stopping him, to be honest, from actually being creative. The people that Ian is also around or looks up to, like, Asmongold, Hassan, and these other streamers, they usually, like, just stream certain topics and then make videos out of it. Like, the whole, like, segment from that stream is a video of its own. Big problem right now is the background music that he plays as well would basically mean that he would not be able to make videos unless he turned that off. And whatever would he do without that background music, that precious background music? And it's getting bad for Ian whenever people are now making clip channels and getting clips together and uploading them onto YouTube, being either cringe or whatever. There's plenty of people that have that. Another example would be like Rings of Redemption. He has people that clip them. Their Locale Live has people that clip them now and stuff like that. So he's becoming another one of those cases. And if you want to have something successful online, you want to be a clipper yourself but don't know who to do it on, please go do it to Dark Viper AU. Archive his tweets, put them in either the video or the community tab of your channel. please, because he gets into dramas all the time. I need a snark Reddit specifically for Dark Viper AU as well, because he does so much wrong. I haven't looked it up either if he has a snark Reddit on him, but if you're going to be a clip channel, or if you want to be one to like expose like the cringe or stupid moments that some people have, do it for Dark Viper AU. You'll get plenty of content. Even go back and like archive old live streams of like him writing the script for his Muda video, and like archive some of those videos and tweets that he's gonna for sure delete, because he does that all the time. It's making the process of putting a video together against Dark Viper AU very hard, because a lot of the stuff is already deleted and hard to find. So go clip Dark Viper AU, although he most likely is going to copyright strike whoever does it. To be honest, I think he will. He's kind of scummy like that. Anyway, on to the next segment. Ian and Anisa. There have been a lot of clips surfacing online of these two, and it's mainly just awkward moments from old streams, podcast episodes, and stuff around that, and even some more current examples of this. Some of this really just shows that they don't have much chemistry at all, and here is that.
Coincidentally had one of our biggest fights that we've had probably in the past like 5 years. We were like we were not doing well.
But I was pushing that fight a little more than I needed to. It was just one of those things where it's like immovable object and unstoppable force type deal.
Which is like rare for us. So it's kind of cool to bring up, because we haven't had like a... Mm-hmm. It was like we were just pushing each other's buttons. Like usually I'll like roll over and eventually where I'm like, okay, like, yeah, okay, I'm being dumb. But last night I was like not... I don't know. We were like...
Well, yeah, I was in the mode of like, all right, like I wasn't recognizing like what I had an issue with is like who you are.
Yeah.
Rather than like I was trying to use too much of my own logic that applies to me and how I cope and how I do things. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to put that on you. Like, hey, this is what you need to do.
Yeah. And I was just like not...
Yeah.
I was like not even being remotely receptive.
But you explained it after a good while. I mean, it took a bit of...
I had to go on a run.
Yeah.
A late night run. I almost had like a little emo kid moment before I like went out the door. I was going to be like, I hope a car hits me while I'm...
Awesome. It's like, that's a lot better than like saying, stop the car, I'm getting out. And we're like in the middle of nowhere.
We used
Stop
to
the car,
do
I'm
that.
getting out.
We did. I used to do that all the time when I was like super like we used to have fights and I would shut down because like I would what is it called? What's that called when you go back to a revert back to like a 5-year-old basically?
Right, there is a word.
There's a word for that.
Baby mode.
Yeah, when I become baby mode. No, it's like apparently it's a trauma response like for some people. And I used to go back into like 5-year-old mode, and Ian would try to talk to me when I was in that mode, and there was like no getting to me. And then I would get to the point where I'd be like, "Stop the car! I need to get out of the car." And like it was always in the most inopportune times. It was like the side of the road between like this is literally like
we're on the freeway
to like how someone gets murdered.
We're in Skid Row.
Yeah.
I've made it a habit when you do go off and do things on your own and it's like a little bit like more emotional like last night.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I should at least look at what time it is on my phone.
Yeah.
So I know roughly how long you should be gone if you're doing a run, because that was the assumption is like, you're going for a run. I saw you put on your
shoes.
Hey,
Ian did text me. He was like, are you okay? Like maybe like 25 minutes.
Yeah, because it had been over 30 minutes at that point. So
man, I was really in my feels. I was being, well, we were both being unreasonable, but I was being like wild. Like I haven't been that wild since like maybe like 2017. Ian said his favorite feature of mine is my eyes. That's what he always says when I ask.
Wow, wasn't that cute? Yeah, why don't you share more of our private life with the public? That's what we need. That's exactly what we need.
My favorite part on Ian is his eye ridge. It makes you look like an eagle.
Thank you.
No problem.
if we ever split, I'm definitely gonna be saying like I'm gonna be giving my iRidge stats on Tinder instead of like over 6 feet.
It
I'll
makes
say
you look
deep
tough.
set eyes.
It does. It makes you look so tough
6
and
inch
like
wide iRidge.
menacing, and just I don't know. I love it. I think it's very definitely it's a good look.
Cool.
That's what
Hey,
I'll
I'll
say.
take it.
One time, Ian's mom told me that he went to a house party and got really drunk, and a girl took him into the bathroom, and he refused to have sex with her. And she was like, "That's how I know that my son's a good boy."
That's sweet. That's a sweet story to tell.
That was sweet. It's sweet that you would tell your mom about it. I just thought that was a sweet.
Well,
what
I
did you
mean,
go
like-
home and go like, "Mom, it was so scary. This
No,
girl."
she picked me up and smashed. I was like,
Oh, were you?
yeah. That was the worst. That was like the most like alcohol poisoning I've ever had.
Oh, that was that
Yeah,
experience.
same thing.
Yeah, Ian. After that story, I was like, okay, you're very safe. Because if you're like drinking and I don't know if you had yet even.
No, I mean I'm not like I'm not saying that I'm a
biased man.
good guy in that sense. I to be completely honest, I just didn't like her.
Ian.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, if I liked her, it maybe would have gone the same way, but I'm not gonna,
God, you just ruined it. I had
Yeah.
that story like
Yeah.
sat in my head for years. I was like, what a sweet guy.
Yeah, so sweet.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you admit that? You should have just let me have that live.
Yeah.
You know, I think we were on vacation that I really attract specifically bi women. They really
Man, the bi women
Yeah.
can't get enough of her.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of friends.
I
Servers and baristas.
I don't mind it. I'm not afraid that that my girly pop is going to be taken away by boily pop. I do feel like the vibe a lot of the times is like do not feel safe or comfortable around any kind of men.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I'm like your partner, it does feel like it would be nicer if he wasn't around.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be much nicer if he wasn't around. And it's uncomfortable the fact that I'm always standing around like a chungus, like, are you done talking to my wife yet? We're going to go home and watch 90 Day Fiance. I had the booger post.
Oh, you were one of those.
But I did have a booger post on my bed frame where it's like when my nose would dry out in the night. I needed to put the boogers somewhere.
Did your mom know? I didn't sleep on that bed, did I? I hate
No.
Did I sleep on that bed?
No, you didn't. But it's one of those things where I'm embarrassed by it. I don't want someone to walk into my room and be like, "Oh, is that a booger post?" So I would try to like hide it, like where it was like not visible. I was like sentient enough to put it there, so at least you didn't eat them. I mean, I'm not gonna say I never ate a booger.
Oh my god! I don't know why I have such a problem with snot, but snot.
Well, it's
really
different. I would never like.
gives me the ick.
Yeah.
I will tell you also, like the first time I met Hassan was on an Austin show stream, and I had never met somebody who had almost identical politics to me, and everything that he was saying or I was saying, it was like the other person was like very much in agreement. And it I think because me and you went there together, and it's a combination of me not shutting up, but also our politics I think that was like in 2017. Our politics, like even back in 2017, were like identical, so we just kind of started running with it, and I think you were kind of like, you already don't really like to talk, so you just didn't really get the experience that you should have gotten, so I think I should stay off next time and let you kind of just do it.
That's fair.
I always appreciate Hassan. I guess Hassan's talking about the Charlie video as well, so.
Yeah, you get straight into it.
Yeah, I really respect that.
Yeah.
No mincing words at all. It's very refreshing. It's also just not a fear of like what the popular opinion is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I will say there are some coaches that we've had from personal experience that seem to not respect or believe when someone has a head injury, as we've seen. So also
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
So much of this just didn't need to be said, and the booger post thing was kind of funny but also nasty. But Anisa also claims to, quote, have good anger management.
I wore a black t-shirt once, and some rando said I looked like a bowling ball with... Well, I'm sorry, I can't say that on Twitch, but I would have went to prison. Don't go to prison. I won't. I have good anger management for the most part. Although I will say, a couple of days ago there was a truck that had upside down Canadian Leafs and in it, and now that I'm in Canada, I'm like, well, nobody has a gun, so. But it's kind of crazy how often you'll see. They're usually from like Red Deer or something, but yeah, Canada, like Edmonton, Alberta, you'll see a lot of not a lot, but you can see Confederate flags. You can see some symbolism. It happens for sure. Anisa, I'm just saying. The thought crossed my mind where I was like, well, they don't have a gun, and I do have a key, and their car looks oh so scratch and sniffable.
If you're spazzing out over flags and symbols, I don't think you have good anger management. If you're talking about keying someone's car and everything else because you don't agree with them, or don't ask them for context of why they have this or that. I'm just saying, I think that if you're spazzing over flags and symbols, you probably have some issues. But to give credit, I haven't seen a Twitter crash out in a minute, but I think it's because they aren't really in the mix of anything, especially against like Ethan Klein or anyone else right now. They're not really in drama other than like against Reddit and like live stream fails Reddit and stuff like that. They also agree that their wedding sucked, which is kind of interesting, and here's that clip.
You just have two weddings? I agree, yeah.
Asking, are you ready?
You can't know.
Or like
That's
us
actually the
get married
most-
in Vegas and have no one there.
Right.
Right? Like,
Yeah, just figure it out. I mean, that's kind of the beauty. It's like you get to make rules. There's no one telling you that you have to have a singular wedding and that, everyone has to show up and it has to be a certain way. Yeah, you could do no wedding. That's possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, yeah, we got married in Vegas with Elvis in front of like one friend.
Yeah.
Basically. And that was because it was like COVID and, my family couldn't travel because like my dad obviously can't travel. And like, if we did in Canada, then your family couldn't be there because it was like.
How was the Elvis, though? The Elvis was awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah.
It was like one of my favorite memories. That one and us going to Hawaii.
Yeah. I still want to do like some sort of ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll just make it like a renewing of vows kind of thing and just throw a cool party or.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have like a nice dress and get married in a garden with family here and friends.
We want to really do like one of those shoots. Is it Japanese? One of those Japanese wedding shoots?
In the 80s.
Yeah, where we have the full wedding regalia on and we go get, have pictures taken at like a gas station or at like, do our own Canadian version where it's like on an ATV in the woods or
that'd be so
I don't know. That would be sick.
They had it in Vegas. To give more context to it, they had it in Vegas. And I don't even know what to say. I have no idea what to say about, like, why would you have it in Vegas? And despite learning empathy, he still talks about Charlie Kirk and others without it.
From Colombia.
Dude, I will say, with the signs, it's kind of like what Charlie Kirk said before he passed. He was saying that if you have, like, shirts that have little sayings like that it's actually worse That's actually destructive to have cute little sayings on
I
your
think
shirts.
the last thing he said before he died.
Oh
was-
yeah, not that one, not the gang violence one. I'm not saying that he said it before he died.
Okay.
Like right before.
Okay.
He maybe said it a year before or something.
Oh, okay. I thought we were.
I thought you were saying it's his actual last words.
That's what I thought you were saying too. He was critiquing Live Laugh Love before he got sniped.
Yeah.
That would have been a millennial woman.
Yeah.
If that would have happened.
He was critiquing someone wearing a shirt that said like "You are enough." It was like an anti.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
But wait, isn't he the one who wrote? Didn't he wear a shirt? Didn't he famously die in a
shirt that
had a phrase?
The phrase was, "I just think freedom."
Is that not a phrase? That's a.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, you're to remain like cool. You basically have to have vagaries, a bunch of vagaries on your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't actually have a message that means something.
Okay.
Right?
Like you're enough.
You have to leave it up to interpretation.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm realizing that I upped our volume way too much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we yelling at you?
I don't know where I can adjust that.
The YouTube music, your abbreviation, I thought it said white music.
Oh, white music.
This is a YT.
Oh, right. Oh, true.
Yeah.
I just saw it like peaking like crazy, so.
Quit
I see. No, they said, but 90 Day Fiance and spamming Charlie Kirk is peak empathy. No, I'll let you in on a little secret. People don't have room for empathy all the time. Charlie Kirk is one of those guys I don't have very much empathy for. That's how it works. By having it doesn't mean that you distribute it freely all the time.
I'm not giving away the empathy milk for free.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Donald Trump doesn't get as much empathy as my wife. That's just kind of how it goes.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you need to figure that out.
My empathy, I'm choosing to feel empathy for the people that Charlie Kirk affected more than
yeah. Actually, yeah, Charlie Kirk hated empathy. He thought it was like
weakness.
A weakness, an evolutionary disadvantage.
Quality. Yeah, Charlie Kirk will not suckle on my bountiful empathy teat. Okay? Sorry.
Just asking if there's a plan going forward to create content again, or is it just watching YouTube forever now? That's all. 90 Day Fiancé is a waste of his talent.
Oh,
okay. He's being sweet.
He said you have talent. That's so nice.
I know nothing about the guy outside of a high-profile political assassination. Well, if you're going to be talking about him like he deserves a plethora of empathy and respect, then you should read some things about him.
Yeah, I don't know. Read some quotes.
I don't like. Why are you coming in here like you know what it's all about?
Sounds like he wasn't affecting your life very much.
Yeah.
So it's not your problem.
A lot of people really care about it.
Yeah, as they should, because he sucks.
Anyway, I do agree that I have talents outside of watching 90 Day Fiancé. So thank you for acknowledging that. But I'm doing that as well. I'm just doing it off stream. My talents are off stream, okay? Doesn't take too much talent to watch some 90 Day Fiancé. It's more of a chill vibe.
Is that a joke?
What? Oh, my talents are... No, it wasn't a
thought
joke.
You were pointing at me. My talents are
off stream. No, I'm pointing around.
No,
Anisa.
his talents are off stream.
I'm pointing to to my DJ station.
My talents are off stream. No, I will say though, you're very talented and talented at this as well. I think it's important to watch relationship dynamics and work through them, and also make Charlie Kirk jokes when we feel it in our bones. And somebody said,
also,
he's no Nick Fuentes. Listen, there's enough evil little
to go around.
Okay, Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate. Don't act like there's not enough. There's not enough evil in the world. Okay,
right. Thank you, Raptor. But yeah, it's to me. You're giving the I'm apathetic to all of it. You're saying you guys seem obsessed with him, but all right. Like,
Yeah, the apathy thing doesn't work anymore in 2025. I'm sorry.
I mentioned him once this stream, and to be honest, it was an indication that I've seen some of his content. I'm aware of it, and I think being, I think him being pro, I guess, in that case of like anti-suicide prevention slogans. I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
So it's worth acknowledging.
I think bullying anti-slogans is
a
little cringe.
A little much.
I wonder how Charlie Kirk affected them, really, because, I don't know, they say that they were affected by him, but in what way? And, like, don't get me wrong, I don't really know much about him. Apparently, they talk about it a lot. Like, there's a whole Reddit post I'll be going over later, and I just think it's kind of interesting that they keep on bringing him up. I mean, like, if you want to criticize them, then at least do it in a fluent manner and just not in a weird, like, side, like, drive-by manner. You know what I mean? Someone went into his chat and said that they needed a divorce, and here was his reaction to that.
Ian, you need to divorce Anisa. I feel sorry for you. Hopefully you can find some peace within yourself. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of you, but I think you deserve better than this.
You should feel sorry for him. I made him both expanding phone while I...
Oh, true. Feel bad for me. My wife cooks me 3 square meals a day. Feel bad for me. I deserve better. I deserve someone to wipe my ass. That's what I deserve.
The only thing he brings up is cooking, but the main reasons people say, like, you know, they should be divorced is because of what she says about him all the time and how she just isn't a good person overall. Like, don't get me wrong, like, hey, at least she cooks for you. I hope the food is good. It doesn't look like it half the time, but, like, still, like, that's... You forgot, like, all the other true reasons as to why people tell you to divorce her. A clip online got really popular recently, and a lot of people have commented on it and on them in general, and here's the clip.
Fascinating, because, like, if I look at you, even in, like, the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin, which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it, like, emphasizes your chin, and your, like, heavy brow. Like, I would argue you have one of the most... Part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine
brow. Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah, I have never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like, you have a very strong brow, which is very attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But combined with me, I think the combination would be bad. For a woman.
I think you're tripping.
I don't know.
This is an old clip, by the way, of course, as it's from their podcast whenever they had a whole setup. All of these are brought back up, and I don't know why, but I don't think I've shown some of these, so that's why I'm showing them now. And I think what she said is a pretty hurtful statement. Just like, I don't know, like, there's just no filter to her at all, and it seemed very, like, very mean in a way. Like, won't that hurt Ian? Saying that, you know, and especially all the other stuff said publicly online, not even just in private. It's put online on purpose. Like, it's just so painful to think about. And you're supposed to uplift each other and be nice to each other at least, and you can't even do that in a public manner. But here's people commenting on the clip and just on it in general.
You have a lot of range.
Yeah. Someone said, is there a look that appeals to everyone? Or what look appeals to everyone?
Hassan Abi appeals to everyone.
Oh my god.
That kind of sucked. That was a bad one.
It does.
It's so funny to say that.
God.
Dude, everyone just looks so uncomfortable for Ian. Like, literally, by association, they're uncomfortable for him.
Looks, does it get better?
There's a longer clip where Anisa claims Ethan is attractive. That's the clip that we did look at. That's funny they didn't have it.
I question, does it get better than that? You tell me this woman's not trying to ruin his life, that she doesn't hate him. She wants him doing for straight women find you are...
There are demons that treat their targets better than Anisa treats her husband.
Repelled by you, sir.
I've watched horror movies where, like, the demonic entity does treat their partner better.
Good thing you...
I had Hassan stream on. I was, like, sitting there listening to it. It has, like, he has some guy on there talking Josh or John or some white
Yeah.
guy. He's talking about it.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because I couldn't get off of it. I was glued to it even before we started hitting the and Hassan's at like 220,000.
No, same.
Hearing her gush over Hassan is never not funny. This clip could... Anyone else has this clip, it's totally not even a thing. Like, I don't even think twice about it. Anisa saying it is funny.
Fucking viewership is NBC. When I clicked on YouTube. I was like, all right,
Christ.
then.
And bro's got no shirt on and he's just flat.
Bro, Anisa, what did he say? What was the topic?
Constantly.
He's got no shirt on?
Well, he's got a tank top on.
Okay,
But
so
he's
he
got
has
the-
a shirt on.
Dude, he's serving chest.
Yeah, but he has the money makers out.
Oh, no, bro. Oh, no, dude. Oh, God.
Well, that's why.
Dude, the
Has a shirt on.
Yeah, but he has the money makers out.
Well,
that's why he has that viewership.
Yeah, that's
the money makers are the arms. Okay,
yeah, for men, yeah.
iDubbbz like, yeah, it's nipples, dude. Those are the real money makers. She's like, no, it's extremely muscular arms.
Yes, definitely.
Glamour muscles.
But he's been flexing for gifted subs. Never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like, you have a very strong brow, which is very attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But combined with
yeah.
me,
Mm-hmm.
I think the combination would be bad for a woman.
Nah.
Yo,
I don't.
Yo, if I heard that, I think my soul would leave my body. Chat, I think if I heard that, guys, it feels like such a way to say don't have to somebody. If you a reason like the reason because if they had these features, dude, that'd be like it just feels like you just don't want to have me overall though. It feels like an excuse though.
If we have a girl
like
brow, I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine
brow. Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah, it's.
I don't want to have children with you because they might end up looking like you. I'm saying, imagine saying to your husband you don't want to have children with him because you're scared that if you do, you might look ugly. Yeah, guys, this is really sad. No, that's mean, folks. There's too many podcasts. Shut it down. No, I watched this. This is funny. This is fun.
A little bit of parasocial behavior, okay? And I apologize. I very rarely do this, but we're going to do it because he loves to talk, and I think this is very annoying. And I want to talk about this, all right? I was talking about this with somebody else, and now I'm going to talk about it. So, I think that iDubbbz is actually very much like me. iDubbbz is extremely like I am. I've met Ian. I've talked to Ian. I've seen his content over the years. Ian is but he's also a very passive, live and let live, kind of easygoing guy. He's a very easy, relaxed guy to get along with. This isn't a guy to get stressed out, to get angry. Like, he might get anxious, maybe something like that, but he's not a confrontational, aggressive, hostile person. He's just not. He's not that kind of guy. And so his girlfriend, though, I think absolutely is. And I think that dissonance and that friction between those two personalities, because I can guarantee you that whenever there's a conflict, she's the one getting mad and he's the one saying like, bro, like, stop, I don't want to deal with this, right? And so that's, I think, kind of what happened, is that you do that for long enough and you get into a position where you're basically, mentally held hostage by their mental state. And if you've ever been in a relationship with a really domineering, aggressive, hostile person like Anisa seems to be, you would know how much that kind of puts your entire mind into like a brain fog. Because it's just so stressful and unsettling and destabilizing and unbalancing that like you can't even really think, right? It's like, yeah, you're in survival mode. Exactly. You're constantly in fight or flight around this person. And you also like them, but there's this element of them that's like extremely mercurial, aggressive, and seemingly so in a random way. That to me sucks the life force out of a person so fast it is insane. So I think that's generally what's going on. So yeah, and I know this sounds crazy. Like I wanted to go out. I wanted to let out the parasocial demons. Let everybody know what I think. So yeah.
Yeah, let me know what you all think. Like, people have been going crazy about this recently on Twitter, saying that he's going to transition and, like, wear her skin like Ed Gein or something like that. I've seen so much. Like, people have been really commenting on this. Anisa scamming and exposed. There have been some older clips of Anisa resurfacing online, exposing her some. She talks about parasocial relationships and how they work.
It must be interesting being on the creator side of parasocial stuff. Yeah, it is. I think that was another thing we really talked about on the podcast that isn't going to air, was like parasocial stuff. Because when you're benefiting from it, you don't, like, it's really easy to not have a problem with it. And then when you're not benefiting from it, it's really easy to see nothing but the problems. And I think a lot of us like lean heavily into the parasocial dynamic, not even intentionally. It's just, I don't know. It's. I think both viewers and streamers fall into it for a reason. You're not really going out and doing things. And this is, for a lot of us, our socialization.
This matters because they use the, quote, your parasocial card sometimes. But she was also exposed for insurance fraud.
She already dressed up as a dog girl and failed.
Okay, one of those, like, on TikTok or whatever.
To you from behind, in your car, always go to the hospital. This is a Canadian thing. It's probably not the same in America, but always go to the hospital. Always say you have neck pain, and then always phone the insurance company and tell them about it, and you will get a check in the mail for at least.
Isn't that fraud?
It is fraud. So her father told her to do this, and now Anisa's about to admit to insurance fraud on live stream.
What the
really smart move, because like this could get her in trouble with her insurance company, because they do look into like that.
Okay.
It's $2,000. And it's true. I did. I got it because they don't want to.
What the
goes? I did. I got it.
They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to go to court.
Like, if he went, you know what, honey, I'm going to go look for an actual job. I'm going to really work hard at this. But he's like, I'm going to stream and make $400
he
a month.
He doesn't even work hard at what he's doing now. He needs to be pumping out videos on his main channel. This live streaming is a fool's errand. He is not a live entertainer. He never has been. He never will be. He's been doing it for months with no improvement. In fact, I only think he's regressed. Yeah. Their chat is like Snort Korea levels, where Han the Jan bans everyone who says anything, and they are like full-on witch hunts in the chat and in the Discord, auditing people's message history. Like, it's not going to grow. It's failing.
Yeah.
And this, they barely do. Like, this is the first one in weeks. They had to post, like, 4 episodes at once to try and make up for it. They were all I don't even know why they bother with this, because they're making, like, less than $1,000 Canadian a month on this Patreon, which I guess for them is a significant income stream, but it's like, bruh, come on.
I mean, like, it will keep you from being homeless barely in Canada.
Oh, man.
And so you're not homeless. It's like the Ralph Wint condition, right? I'm not dead. Okay, I'm not homeless. It's like,
but nobody likes you. You have no fans. You're not really making any money. Everybody's just dumping on you, or they just ignore you and forget you exist.
Yeah.
And that's where these guys are headed to. Like, in reality, barely anybody cares. You know, it's tough for them.
I just think this is weird to do, and I think it's very scummy to do. This is why, like, a lot of people probably have issues getting anything done. But this is also just a very bad person move to do in general. It's just scummy. It's like, we're grown adults. Can we not commit insurance fraud? Like, we should know better. It was also shown that Anisa's mom via Twitter is saying that they were struggling financially. I don't know if this was in 2024 or what, but there's this guy named Bill Pulte who would like collab with Mr. Beast and give people money and stuff like that. And he says, what would you do with $50,000? And her mom replies saying, use it to help pay off our debt. My husband has early onset Alzheimer's, my bad. And I was a stay-at-home mom raising 5 children. I could breathe again. So it seems like they are struggling and they haven't gotten help from Ian or Anisa despite Ian's past success. But maybe it's just because they have truly been struggling for a lot longer than we really expect. And that really does suck. I do feel bad for her. And I know that she is, if they're allegedly living with them, at least be helpful around the house. At least cook dinner, or at least be able to help out financially, especially if you're going to sell your body online. And also take up space in the house. You know what I mean? Like, be a help. I hope they are being one, but what's the likeliness of that? You know what I mean? It's also another screenshot that came out at text messages between Anisa. Cancel Flip says, reminder that the whole, quote, pro boxing arc was so that Anisa's mom would find Ian attractive. And the text conversation says this: she doesn't like me dating guys she doesn't find, quote, attractive. She can be shallow, kind of. I've only had one boyfriend she liked, and that's redacted because he was jacked. She told me so. Not actually joking, lol, and some other guy adds in. So that's why she likes blank, lol. Blank was jacked and also pro sports player, so my mom liked him. So apparently she's dated a pro sports player. This was back in the day, you can tell because of the late... Oh, it was in 2016. That's how you can tell. It was 10 years ago. Golly. Anisa and her mom seem to have a really odd relationship dynamic. It's actually freaky. The whole, like, situation with boxing, too, was weird because of what all Anisa was making him do and stuff like that. Like, there's so much more to it as well. Fanbase and mod misuse. I talked about this in my last video, but this has seemingly gotten worse. If you don't know, iDubbbz defenders have been weirdly toxic and annoying online, banning me from the Discord within minutes before I even had permission to talk, which of course I didn't plan to, like I said in my last video. And when you give these people powers to moderate his chat, it only gets worse. There was so many examples of his mods and community being rude to newcomers, people who don't have full context of anything and ask questions, and even more stuff like they take offense to any and everything said. The moderators have even banned people who have said literally nothing in the Twitch chat. It's like they just want Ian to fail, as if you are banned. I don't know how this works because sometimes I see people who got banned from the Twitch chat and then they can't view the stream. Maybe it's because they get blocked. I don't exactly know what happens here or what causes it. But a lot of people, like, you know, if you get banned from a Twitch chat, you're going to be like, wow, this person's community, or at least he, is toxic and he's really weirdly strict. I don't want to watch him, so I'm going to go watch someone else. It's like they want him to fail. There's been plenty of Reddit posts going over ban logs, showing what the person said before they got banned and stuff like that. It's like they're isolationists. Vegetable_public5870 says, Han is a disgusting freak. And I think Han is one of the, like, moderators. Yeah, he is. There's a couple mods, and there's another guy in here that we'll get into later. But this guy says, new here, hello friends. Shout out the mods. W mods, especially Obi and Han. And Han responds saying, Obi is not a mod. Someone says, promote Obi to mod. And then they say, we're not taking any more mods at this time. Y'all need to chill. And then this person responds, the newcomer says, dude, chill, sad face. I was just joking around, WTF. And they get banned, saying, don't randomly tell people to chill, we're all fine. And it's insane. These people literally take offense to any and everything. And it's kind of weird because they're turning into the SJWs that Ian used to be against. Reaction streams. iDubbbz has now stepped to an even lower standard when streaming, being like the other people around him who react to TV shows and movies. But as of right now at least, he's only reacted to TV shows. One specifically, for an example, called 90 Day Fiancé, which is from TLC and about 2 people meeting from different countries. They finally meet each other in person and have 90 days to decide if they're getting married. It's usually like someone coming into America to get the, if they get married, they get the green card and citizenship. And plenty of viral clips and stuff have came out from this show. And people like Cinnamon Toast Ken are a few examples of good reaction YouTubers, specifically YouTubers, I don't know about streamers, of these TV shows. But now recently, despite making a content cop and talking about how they didn't like reaction stuff on their podcast, here's that clip.
And Jinx was doing like reactionary content, and like, yes, like that sucks. Like, we don't like reactionary content. Most people think that it's like not the best thing to be uploading.
Yeah, it's
but,
not super ethical.
Yeah, it's not super ethical.
Ian has now went down the route of watching shows on stream, like a lot of these other lazy streamers. The problem is as well is that they make the easiest content to make insufferable, as they have to make everything political or weird. And here's some clips.
This guy is just going ape. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
They originally say, "Are you going to even go back to making content, or is this the end road, watching YouTube on stream forever?" I've been making videos. I mean, if you don't want to watch them, you don't have to watch them.
Also, like,
little brother.
what's wrong with this being the end road anyways?
Yeah, it's also
None of your freaking business.
It's also none of your business. Also, it's not YouTube. It's Discovery Plus.
Yeah, duh, stupid.
If you can't afford a subscription, just say so.
There's nothing wrong with commenting and watching stuff. Yeah, we're having fun.
Real quick, what is he talking about here? I forgot to even critique this while going through it, so this is just me while editing here. Why should this be the inroad? Just to become a reaction streamer. Also, you don't upload. You could easily, in a day or two, even if I did one video a day of his more recent ones, he still uploads like every 2 months. He acts like he's been active. And he's also trying to poor shame someone. I don't know if he's trying to exactly joke, but it's just hard to tell with these guys, and especially with everything they say. Just why are you trying to poor shame someone because they don't pay for a subscription? Also, plenty of people just find the free episodes. So it's kind of funny to me that they paid for the subscription whenever I think do reaction YouTubers pay, or the Cinnamon Toast Ken? I thought he watched the YouTube videos, to be honest. I didn't think he paid for a subscription. I don't think he does, but yeah, I just thought this was weird. This shouldn't be the end game or goal. And yeah, he is talented, although maybe not anymore. He used to be. It's kind of like watching, who is it, Picasso or Van Gogh, whenever they slowly lost their mind and the self-portrait got more and more schizophrenic. That's kind of what we're watching here.
All right, guys. I was gonna have Anisa on the stream today. We were gonna watch some 90 Day or something fun, Life After Lockup, or Love After Lockup, something like that. I still have to look for that. That might be a Discovery special, perhaps. But she's got some volunteering to do today, so we're not gonna do it today. I'm gonna aim to do it. We're gonna aim to do it tomorrow. Thank you, mods. Today was Lunatic Day. I think the loony bin let out today nearby. So I'm glad you're around. I might try to bring Anisa into a stream on Friday and maybe watch some 90 Day or that one Love After Lockup. Some weird like that. I think that would be cool. What if Anisa's streaming and you sat quietly in the background? I mean, that may end up happening, to be honest. Sometimes that's our dynamic. You can talk a mile a minute. You know me. I'm the master stoic. I keep it to myself.
I'd say most of my friends and family are skeptical of my relationship with Mina. You know, is she just coming to the U.S. to get a green card, or
Shut
is she kind of, solidify things and make sure I'm not going anywhere?
Green card.
She's from Paris as well.
I was gonna say,
you never know.
not nobody, but somebody from Paris certainly.
Everyone's intentions,
chomping at the
100%.
bit to come to the U.S. for a green card.
I mean, it's also one of those things where it's like, what are we talking about? Is there a concern that she's only with you for your money as well? That's also another thought that you can have. Why are you weighing it that way?
I just don't.
I understand she wants to be with me for my money, but she wants to be with me for a green card? That's over the line.
So weird.
She has the entire EU, man. Yeah.
I know.
I got a kid on the way, and birth being non-consensual for the child has been something we've been yet unable to resolve, but won't turn away from thinking about forever.
Yeah.
Hopefully it makes us more empathetic parents. Cope.
No, I totally get that, because I'm kind of in this really hard stage of my life where I want to have a child, but I'm where you're at, where it's hard. It's hard to think about that, and I think you being aware of that is a good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just worth thinking about. Yeah. I think, and yeah, I think the nice thing is there's only two ways. There's only one way to have a kid, really. Ultimately, at the end of the day,
That's
and that's
what were you getting at?
no. Just the idea that they're really like all you can do is be cognizant of it and be like, yeah, like I'm not, maybe it could be better.
What the dog doing? I don't know. One of our
She's
neighbors.
patrolling the premises, all right, keeping the bad
boys
out.
I've
And I was
learned
respectful.
that about like the internet or just entertainment in general. Like, the more that you're willing to be a good person to other people privately, the more you get online. It's sad.
Because it doesn't seem like it computes. It doesn't line up.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't you tell everybody that your partner cheated on you?
Right.
And it's like, well, because I was protecting their feelings and I didn't want to expose that to the internet. But it's, wow.
Get owned. This person, they every time they got untimed out, they were like, "You really need to read this," and I was like, "No, I don't."
Where'd it go?
Oh, it's gone. They got nuked. No. Goodbye.
Bye.
I think that if she freaks out about it and refuses, I think that is a red flag.
Oh, so
No,
it's a
it's
test.
not.
It's a test. If she freaks out and refuses, then that's a red flag.
Like, listen, prenups, people have to I don't.
She has 2 kids with this man.
No.
What?
You have to protect yourself. One, you have to protect yourself, but 2, also, like, a prenup for a lot of people is communicating, I don't think this is gonna last.
Yeah, I don't have confidence in this.
So it hurts. Like, that's a hurtful.
Yeah,
somebody can react however.
Yeah.
And he's coming tomorrow now.
Oh.
What more? Come on, where?
He'll be coming on his K1 visa, and we will have 90 days
to say.
to.
Because I'm so used to racist people. I thought she was about to say he's coming on his camel.
Oh.
K1 visa.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, I could hear it. Yeah.
I will say there is nothing hotter than 2 lesbians that smoke together. I do think that's like peak. Like, I think she should drop him and just smoke with her.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, but I would say cigarettes over.
No, something about 2 lesbians smoking specific. I don't know what it is. Not at.
There's something I think what's hotter is a couple of gay guys ripping together. That's what I think is hotter
I don't
and
know
better.
Why I can't imagine that at all.
I don't.
2 gay guys ripping.
I don't think that's like super gay culture is ripping.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe it is. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. Amen.
They're doing this move where they wrap their hands around and they like light each other's cigarettes or whatever.
2 gay guys sucking a hookah.
Yeah, and they look into each other's eyes.
I feel like sucking.
Is they're ripping it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm into it.
Passionate. My bong is gay culture.
2 gay guys ripping poppers. That's what I'm saying. That's gay culture.
Galaxy gas.
Galaxy gas?
Isn't that a thing?
That's like the like
from
humping.
Costco, yeah.
Just let her come to you, okay?
Oh, cats love Middle Easterners.
Touching a cat, I swear.
It's his first time touching a cat. Okay, I'm sorry. Something's off about this guy. I have never heard a Middle Easterner say something like that before. There's no way this is his first time touching a cat.
I think he's doing it up.
I'm sorry. There's no way. I thought all of
This is my first time touching a cat. Immediately reaches for the cat.
Cat. There's cats everywhere in Tehran. Come on, that one's give us that one at least. Like, the cats in Morocco and places have rabies. You can't touch them. None of them. What about all the cats in Turkey? And like,
wait, also don't. Wouldn't the cats be dying if they had rabies? Rabies is kind of a big deal.
I think
that's not like a little.
Wouldn't they go around in the head if they all had Middle East historically catless? cats are an invasive species.
I actually respect you guys for not having a cat. Hey, listen, don't give us credit for that.
Yeah.
We might get a cat.
Who knows? We might become a whole farmhouse up in here.
Yeah. I think he's laying it on a little thick, okay?
That's all I'm saying.
He's probably been in proximity to a cat at least.
We're anti-regime, anti-morality police, but I draw the line at him saying that he's never touched a cat. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
You promise it's clean?
Yes.
Seriously?
She's good.
No, it's filthy. You promise it's clean is rubbing the cat?
Okay, again.
She can see you.
I know Iran is like very far away from where the culture that I was raised, but I want you to know that the Muslims that I knew growing up, okay, all the Middle Easterners that I knew growing up, would let their cats walk on prayer rugs and like the Quran. That's how clean a lot of people I know viewed cats. I've never heard somebody ask if a cat was clean. It's just so foreign to me.
I just sit inside because what bothered me about the first clip is that they didn't seem to pause till later and just were talking over the episode. I don't know why. You could at least pause it and come off as a more transformative, but they just refused to for a second for whatever reason. And there have been conversations about how streams like these are going to be the reason Twitch is getting hurt massively in the future, as streamers on Twitch don't deal with the same copyright issues as YouTubers and such do. And plenty of people have been criticized for this, and one of the main reasons is due to not being transformative. Some people completely leave their chairs while a TV show plays on in the background and stuff, which is, of course, not fair use, but for whatever reason, Twitch is one of the only few spots that does not have any issues with it yet, but there's people saying that there possibly could be in the future. It just takes one of these companies to finally snap their fingers and say we're done with it. I don't really know if they're being transformative or not, so I can't exactly put my input. I know that they are of course talking in these clips, of course. I haven't really seen anyone complain saying they're not being transformative or just sitting there gloss-eyed or whatever, looking at the screen. And I don't watch their streams, so I don't know. If someone watches their streams, you can let me know, because if not, complain about it on the Reddit so I can use that later. But these 90 Day Fiancé streams actually ended up getting them into more drama and caused them to lose a lot of support as well. Stream drama. One of the episodes of 90 Day Fiancé that they were reacting to has an Iranian that comes to America for the show to meet this girl, and during this he has multiple culture shocks, and he goes down to Mardi Gras for whatever reason, during the day or something like that. And there's some other aspects as well, and this will become more important later, where he has positive and negative reflections of what he's seeing, or reactions, I guess you could say. And one of the things that he was shocked about was people dancing in the street, as you can literally get arrested for it in Iran, and people have in recent times as well, getting long sentences, like dictatorship sentences over it. And after he talks about it, Ian and Anisa claim it had to be American propaganda and more. And before we get even further, why would TLC be America propaganda? I feel like that it just makes Americans look bad half the time. TLC, I know they say it's Discovery or whatever, but isn't it from TLC? Either way, I don't think 90 Day Fiancé and all these other shows are, quote, American propaganda. I think they're entertainment, and that's as far as it goes. Because why would people look at 90 Day Fiancé and be like, oh, what a great country America is? They might a little bit, but mostly it's just a drama reality TV show that's kind of trashy.
People singing and dancing on the street, it just feels weird, because if you do that in Iran, they can arrest you. Did you know that?
For dancing?
It's a little eye-rolly, why are you presenting it it feels like he's paid to do propaganda for
the U.S.
Yeah.
The U.S.
So this is so strange to me, because I'm seeing everyone having such a good time here, being so free
and laughing.
But in Iran, you would be arrested on the spot for having any sort of joy.
If you were ever feeling joy, they would arrest you in Tehran, Iran. It's just so...
Yeah, it's a little over the top.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, he's in a marabou.
Maybe he's imagining too much. You're right, Psychonaut. Maybe he's imagining people dancing with the out in the U.S.
They're doing.
Maybe he's imagining it's so much worse.
This capitalism is so great.
Singing. I can feel the freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's starting to make her uncomfortable.
What?
You can't have your dog
On a leash?
even on a leash.
Well, where are
in
you
the
supposed to
street.
keep it?
I don't know, at home.
Okay, so you
Like,
don't know.
Everything has changed.
I just don't think you have
48
a dog,
hours
bro.
ago,
Yeah.
I was in Iran. Everything was.
No shot. That's true. None of this is true. That's what's so annoying about it.
This is so.
This is going to be a lot of people's exposure to
Iran.
Iranians and Iranian culture. They're like, oh, I guess
You can't have dogs in Iran. You can't put a dog on a leash.
he just grew up conservative. Yeah, and he
That's
just didn't
what I
have.
thought. Because a lot of Muslims don't have
Right.
dogs.
That's why you have to ask the follow-up question.
Yes.
Her follow-up question told you all that you needed to know.
Yeah.
Like,
Where do they keep it?
I have no idea. Okay, so you just don't know about dog culture in Iran.
That's so interesting.
Like,
Just saying whatever.
like
he
you
thinks
really you have to be I have to be careful about the words.
You can speak freely here. You're in America.
Are you shit? But they're going to come find me and they're going to drone strike me. The Iranian government will drone strike me if I say mean things.
Listen, he's planning on going back potentially, okay? And if he wants to travel back, he's got to be careful with what he says.
Bro, are they gonna check his last 5 years of social media history? Sorry, this is just so. Yeah. He's so scared. The producer, this is America. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, the producers almost never say, and if they do, they'll cut it out.
Yeah.
Here specifically, they're like, no, let's make sure it's all in there. We want the full context. He's nervous in this moment.
Let's comfort him because he's
Yeah.
now in the land of the free.
Everything's perfect here. We need to make it clear that people come here because they want our green cards.
Ugh.
I'm worried about my family. It just goes back to the politics stuff and
It's not comparable.
yeah.
Okay,
Are
brother.
you ready to go home?
Is it gonna be way different than here?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like I had a sunglasses in Iran that I could see everything darker, but here everything looks more colorful.
Well, it's Mardi Gras.
Dude,
It's
dude,
Mardi Gras.
he is talking like he's writing what is this? It's so performative. It's annoying.
He's writing a new American anthem.
Yeah, no.
New
You know what?
American-
It reminds me of when you're in English class or something. You're being taught a concept, and you need to demonstrate that you understand the concept of symbolism or descriptive writing by like overdoing it in your paper. You're like, I don't talk like this.
Yeah.
Such a big fat lie. Yeah, dude. It's almost like he was waiting for someone to say, like, you mean like rose tinted glasses? Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
It's almost like I was swimming through a cloud in Iran. But now that I'm here, all the gone.
And then he looks the other camera and he goes, "Thank you, Donald Trump."
And livable. I can totally feel the freedom here. I told you 100
Okay,
times,
so
but
never go back.
I really feel like I'm still dreaming.
They did this in the last segment as well. They went over like the Iranian dude. I showed like one clip earlier, and basically being ignorant and putting words into his mouth and others that they talk about. They do this a lot in other situations as well. And also, of course, they're making it political for whatever reason. It shows that they don't do research at all, as they could have simply Googled search like, can you get arrested for dancing on the street in Iran? Can you get arrested? What happens in Iran if you do stuff like that? They could have literally made this video or made this reaction stream way more transformative and interesting if they actually looked up the laws. And then if they wanted to be political, they could be like, oh, well, that shouldn't be happening over there. That's really unfortunate they have to deal with that. I hope this stuff gets fixed. You know what I mean? they're literally, in a way, also in this victim blaming, or at least bullying, because they constantly do this with so many people. I would just say it's probably bullying. And I don't understand these people at all, because I feel like, oh, well, they believe this. They shouldn't be doing this or that if they believe this. But they do it anyway. These people have, like, no morals, no grounding. They literally just go from thing to thing. They sit on ships until they sink, and then once they sink, they jump to another one, whether it's opinions or not. And like I said earlier, there's times where he doesn't like certain aspects of America in these episodes. Not deeply hateful, but finds them odd or a little negative. And they're once again ignorant whenever talking about how he isn't really allowed to speak freely even in America. British people are having the same issue right now where they go somewhere else or for a trip. Like, say that you're a popular YouTuber in Britain, and then, like, you go to America, say some, like, insane things, like edgy stuff, and then you come back. You know, there's people that fear getting arrested, and there's people that have been arrested for what they have said online. But no, Ian and Anisa want to make jokes and act like he's being hyperbolic for being afraid of his home country of possibly coming in, or not coming to, but arresting him if he had to go back. They just simply don't have any knowledge of anything that's going on anywhere else, and didn't do the research that they could have done on stream instead, making fun of the dude. And their behavior towards other people who live in countries is actually repeated, as iDubbbz tells people from home countries how to think, act, and feel about certain things going on. Like that whole immigration video that he made. And it's insane because he literally calls this person, who can be seen as a victim of Iran, a liar, performative, and a propaganda spreader, because he didn't even say America was perfect. He said, like, just some interesting, like, statements about how he feels more free here and what he likes about it. You can't say anything positive about America to Ian and Anisa, or else they call you a propaganda spreader and performative, or a liar. It's insane. Anisa tried to talk about her own experiences around people with Iranian descent, but none of them were people that ever lived in Iran. And like she said, at times in some of these clips, which I probably won't show, they were in the Diesel Patches video, which I'll get into in a second, but they were so far away from Iran. Like, she would be like, oh, even though that we were so far away from Iran, these Iranian people I knew didn't do that, like, weren't afraid of cats or whatever. You know what I mean? They had plenty of pets. It's just weird. These people, like, she automatically, like, there was no point of saying the statement, or at least making the statement seem like it was way more than what it was. This clip, like this 5-minute clip of them making fun of this Iranian dude, went viral on the Livestream Fails subreddit, and Ian responded to it.
Oh, it looks like we got one of the creatures from Livestream Fails here. They're saying, y'all moving to Iran? I don't know, dude. Maybe just don't be, what do you call that? Don't be the, like, 0.01% that, like, acts upon their little creepy, that listens to the devil on their shoulder to say, you got nothing to do. Why don't you go over and harass a streamer after hanging out in Livestream Fails? Papa Synth, you have to understand, we have a lot of freaks coming in here. So if you don't differentiate yourself, like, very overtly, then you're just gonna, you know, you're just gonna be, like, we don't have time to, like, sift through people's comments and, like, interpret whether they mean well or not. It's just kind of like, if you're not taking the time yourself, it's just going to be bye-bye, goodbye. Can you address this real quick? As someone who is a sub and has gifted, letting you know I've canceled my sub, seeing the ignorant comments putting down the Iranian man did it for me. A close friend of mine's parents escaped Iran for Italy and have told me how bad the regime is. It's not American propaganda. Very disappointed. Do better. Write me off as a troll. I don't care. I just want you to see the criticism and hopefully think before you speak. Honestly, I think this is... everyone's entitled to their own opinion. When I see people talking specifically about, like, if you want to be critical of the Iranian regime, that's great. That's fine. Like, if that, especially if you have experience, right? But using another country to essentially say, like, America great, America awesome, that's where I have the problem with. Right? And that's exactly what we saw. In some ways, it's more critical of the Discovery Network, Discovery Plus, or whatever it's called, when they are essentially using this as an opportunity, because we're already bombarded with a lot of xenophobic in our media. I've been watching The Big Bang Theory. Every episode of this show, nearly every episode of the show, that is an American-made show for the most like normie people in America, they say something about how India is right. Like, they say it in their own cute, kind of funny way, but like, that sucks. So when I see it in media, perfect example, the 90-day episode, where this Iranian man, who could have a lot of valid opinions about Iran, but to use Iran as like a counterpoint when discussing America, it's like not a good comparison. Anyway, I'm interested in... I just feel like, to be honest, like if someone's going to be that like not reflective with or uncritical even with that sort of, like this might not be the place for you. So I'm not, you aren't going to hear an apology out of me for that. No way. Purity test failed. The woker strikes again. This is one of those things where I'm like, this is one of those things where it's really tough because it seems like a lot, it's like a weird, almost like coming together of, I think, some of the most woke people on the internet. I'm not going to say horseshoe theory or whatever kind of that people like to say, because I don't believe in that at all. But I think like it could be beneficial to people who have like strictly bad intentions online, like where it seems to correspond, like the clip of us being, to be honest, having a very reasonable and very fair take. The fact that that would go on Livestream Fails, I'm like, I thought Livestream Fails was a place where they'd show like, I don't know, like fail army type clips. Like, look at this person getting their balls kicked on stream or something. But it's like, it's insanely political and like also very reactionary. American propaganda about Iran at a time when we're on a war footing is important to address and be conscious of. Even if you're not precise in the critique, people are afraid of where you're going in the world, and we recognize the media is contributing to it. Yeah, absolutely. Livestream Fails is owned by a Destiny superfan. Dude, sucks. That chatter didn't even stay to hear your response. I know, like, I've seen them in here as well. It's like that's so strange. Arc_VR says, my family fled Iran, though, and some still exist there and have told me the same sort of stuff. Dude, that's fine. You can be critical of Iran. I'm not taking that away from you. What? I'm not taking that away from you, but don't use it as an excuse to say, like, America the Great and, like, feed into American propaganda, right? Like, that's essentially the argument. ArcVR, shut up. The terms you're using are so, like, it's so disingenuous. You said he wanted to be cautious to protect his family, and y'all mogged him. Who's mogging? What are you talking about, mogging?
Again, calling them creepy and called them harassers as well for calling him out, and now is going on ban sprees of anyone who seems even slightly suspicious. He would then respond a few more times as well.
I think my brain has melted. This week has been so rough on the mods. Yeah, it's been a rough one. I mean, here, to make it up to you guys, I'll make sure that Anisa and I say nothing that could even remotely be interpreted as controversial the next Salacious Saturday. In fact, we aren't even going to call it Salacious Saturday anymore. We're going to call it Sweet Saturday. Sweet, sweet Saturday. Anisa and I are going to play Patty Cake. Just Nohan and Demero that you guys are the goats, and you make everyone in the chat, all the regulars who are sentient, you make them feel very safe and legit. Call it PR day. Yeah, it'll be PR day. Songbird Saturday, and Ian croons us through the weekend. Oh, dude, I love crooning. Just say America is the best country at everything every 10 minutes as a disclaimer on Saturdays. Okay. I mean, honestly, that really is... That was the most frustrating part of the controversy. Is that... I put that in quotes, by the way. Because none of these people coming in here actually give up. Lay PG19, thank you so much for the 3 months. They just want to perpetuate the American propaganda. We get enough of it. We get enough of it. Iran sucks. Yes. Yes. Iran sucks. America, let's not pretend that America is this golden object on the top of the hill. Let's not use it, because they do it with North Korea as well. They do it with, well, actually, what am I saying? They're doing it with Somalia right now as well. Right? That's been the whole thing in the news lately. It's like Trump on Somalia. It's like, it's not the U.S. Like, Somalia has their own issues. But don't use Somalia to be like, America the greatest. America, simply the greatest. It's a bad distraction. Be mad at both places. If you truly want to. Especially today when people are getting arrested for tweets and people getting fired for quoting Charlie Kirk. Yeah. You're using this as an example. It's kind of like the Iran thing as well. A lot of the losers coming here saying, like, essentially missing the whole point of criticizing the guy from Iran. Like, they're missing that the point is not about... It really isn't about Iran at the end of the day. It's about being a big suck for America. Like, do not be a big suck for America because you're from Iran. Like, also, that is how it goes, usually. Like, it's same reason I'm in Canada, right? Like, I'm way more likely to be sympathetic or politically aligned with the average Canadian, which is why I ended up moving here. And I think you'd see the same thing if you have people leaving Iran to come to the U.S. They're going to relate way more and way more the way the U.S. is doing things. So it's not surprising that he's a suck for the U.S., but it's absolutely eye-rolly. And he can absolutely be perpetuating, like, just the most stereotypical U.S. propaganda. You should go to China like Hassan. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to going to China. Nor am I opposed to going to many places. Like, all the losers are always like, if you love the Middle East so much, why don't you go there? I bet you're afraid. But, yeah, we want to. But, like many Americans, and Canadians for that matter, we do have, you know, lives outside of, you know, just doing things to disprove other people or whatever. It's a hype with China. Well, they're just, you know. The theory is they have a lot more socialist programs that allow for a much more peaceful existence rather than scraping by day to day.
It's like you aren't allowed to say anything good about America with these two, or else you're creepy or some other weird forced word that he wants to use. He's literally ruined the word creepy. It's insane, because creepy means like some other aspect, not like, I don't know, he ruined the word, and it's so sad now because I can't even really use the word creepy without feeling like, oh, I'm like iDubbbz right now. Or if I use the word gross. Gross and creepy are two ruined words by Ian because he overused them, because he has a lack of vocabulary on top of misusing these words completely. It is insane. These people come from bad countries. Although America has its own problems, it's nothing at times like any of the other ones, like whenever you compare their problems. in these other countries or in these other areas where these people are from. And I don't see why comparison is bad here. And you talk about people not being critical or reflective, but you aren't critical or reflective yourself, as you refuse to take accountability, you refuse to reflect on what you say, you actually defend it, and you don't do your own research at all. You're not critical of anything, and you're not reflective at all. I wish he would just show some proof, at least, if you're going to say that North Korea has been lied about too. Like, he says these claims and then doesn't show proof. In what ways has North Korea been lied about and just America propaganda that North Korea bad? I've seen plenty of TikToks from people in other countries talking about the country because you can do those tours and stuff and they feel uncomfortable there. I'm just saying. Hey, my hands are up. I'm just saying. Not trying to be no America propaganda spreader, I guess. And I don't think anyone is saying America is perfect. I don't think that dude said it, and I don't think most people will ever say that America is perfect. So I don't know why he's like trying to be like, oh, they're saying America's perfect, and then try to like completely denounce everything that they say because of that. He also had some input on the Minnesota daycare stuff, and here's that.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. I didn't see that. I wasn't following the story around that. I've just seen headlines and buzzwords about people going into a people wanting to go in a child care facility in what was it, Minnesota? They really busted that wide open. Dude, I don't trust someone with the username Barbara Negra, who's asking, what do you think about the Minnesota childcare fraud? And I feel like that is the most like obvious bait I've seen in my life.
And here's his thoughts of the Venezuela takeover.
If China had flipped Venezuela, they would have had someone in our backyard, the way we keep Israel and Japan in the Eastern blocs. Last time this happened, we had the Cuban Missile Crisis. The reason U.S. needs to snuff out any whiff of socialism is because once people see how good socialism is, everyone would just do socialism. If Venezuela flipped, how long before Colombia tried to do the same? At what point we'd lose control of the Panama Canal, and that would be devastating. Yeah, totally. I mean, that's why, like, I really, like, I encourage people, if they get a chance to, like, travel or, like, live abroad, do it. Even if living abroad means living in fucking Canada. And immediately I'm met with, 52 minutes ago, the White House tweeted out, dude. This is so creepy. We are such a creepy nation. I cannot believe this. I mean, I can. Oh, right. And the new, what is she? The woman from Venezuela who won the Nobel Peace Prize or whatever is like celebrating all the horrible the U.S. is doing. That's another aspect of this as well, right? It's like, okay, we captured Maduro, and now we have this this creature over there that is U.S. approved.
Of course, he uses the, quote, creepy word again, makes fun of people who are celebrating what happened, and I won't say much. I'm just going to say, my hands are up, okay? Not trying to be a propaganda spreader or anything. Not being one. I'm just saying, I've seen a lot of videos online of people from Venezuela and outside of Venezuela that were from there or whatever, celebrating that this happened in their home country. I'm just saying. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Hey, don't shoot me. I just saw some stuff online. I just saw some people celebrating, okay? Even though the issue isn't exactly fixed, and you could say that, that's very fair, the issue isn't exactly fixed, maybe something good can come out of it, which is what people are hoping and expecting. And it doesn't make sense to be a political streamer, and whenever people bring up big things that happened in America, you call it bait? Hey, political streamer, what do you think of this political thing that happened? You're just baiting me. Are you retarded? I don't know what else to say here. What is your mindset? What do you want to be? You want to like steer away from political videos, but also be very political on your stream still? And whenever people ask you stuff about America, your home country, I still count him as American basically because I don't see how at all he's a Canadian. He's lived there for a couple months if even. Asking you about an America, you can talk about America all you want, right? He literally dogs on the White House for making those edits, which, hey, you can be like, oh, these kind of are corny a little bit. Or say something like that. You can be like, oh, these could be edited better. There's other ways that you could have done this type of content. Fair. But you're going to always trash on America, and then they ask you about an America issue, and you're going to be like, you're baiting me. Ew. You're creepy. You're baiting me. Yeah, you're a troll. You're a little goblin or psycho from livestream fails. You're parasocial. Like, what? What's the point of even existing online? I really don't get it. Like I said, they jump from spot to spot. Whatever helps them out in that exact moment, they'll jump to. They don't stand on any ground. And any ground they do really stand on, it just sinks. They just burn their feet in the lava. The Reddit has had some comments about Ian and his recent stuff on like the entire drama about Iran. Danzig6 wasn't that bad says, child marriage in Iran. Iranian law based on the Sharia allows for marriage at an early age. The quote, age of majority for girls is defined as 9 lunar years, 8 years and 9 months. Coincidence. The key to the door says, Ian and Anisa, you don't understand the Iranian struggle. As someone whose family lived under and still lives under the Islamic Republic, these idiotic takes from Ian and Anisa are infuriating. My grandmother was arrested and tortured brutally for over a year for simply working under the previous government before the revolution. My father was arrested multiple times for being and practicing being Christian. His pastor was assassinated by the state. My parents fled Iran so their children wouldn't grow up under tyranny. Where did they move to? The so-called big bad America. We still live every day worried about my family back home because one wrong move can mean prison or worse for them. I feel incredibly blessed every day that my parents took that risk so we could live free under the American flag, on American soil. I will never take this country for granted because I know exactly what it means or what the alternative looks like. Ian and Anisa, you are being so incredibly ignorant and insulting to people who have suffered and continue to suffer under that regime. You don't get to romanticize a system you've never had to survive. Wake up, Ian. Free Iran. Down with the Islamic Republic. There was also another person which I haven't shown, and I probably won't. They made a whole statement saying that they're done supporting Ian after his talk about Iran, and they actually shown that they had an Iranian passport to prove that they were like an Iranian or lived there at one point. He said that they were ignorant and stuff like that as well. This has made him lose viewers. This has made him lose support from people. And it's insane because they really are ignorant. They really don't think at all. Like, you can't compare a bad country to America with, you know, like, they put words in people's mouths being like, oh, you're saying America's perfect. No. But also, it's a lot better than a lot of places. It's a lot better than sitting in Iran and getting, you know, assassinated because you're a pastor, a Christian pastor. That don't, like, they're so ignorant and such bad people in certain ways. And that's why I constantly say they possibly need to be banned or just need to get off the internet because they are so mush-brained over being so far deep into politics and online that they don't really know reality at all. If you want to look at good videos about Ian and Anisa and just like some other smaller internet dramas as well, you can go watch Diesel Patches as he breaks down these videos very well, or like these situations with Ian and Anisa pretty well. He did one just recently on what they just commented on, and it's also in like a very smaller time as well. These are like good videos, I think, personally. It also talks about other internet dramas as well, like I said earlier, so just make sure to check him out, but make sure to come back to me when I upload, okay? Please don't leave me behind here. Please, I'll freak out. But yeah, just go check him out if you want to see more videos on this in a shorter manner that also really greatly break down everything. Ian and Anisa versus H3. The nice, refreshing breath air of an H3 coming in and arguing with Ian and Anisa for a little bit. Here is them talking about some stuff from the podcast. Then I will go over the Instagram stories and back and forths. But first, here are those clips.
You know who everybody does find hot?
The
Hassan
white
Piker.
Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
She has been trying to turn this man into white Hassan. But I think she wants to ruin his life. She wants to make him as unfamiliar as possible. She wants to get pictures of him because nobody's paying to see. Period. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see Anisa. At least, presumably, I don't think that it's doing much there for her.
Also, where did that come from? Like, she's asking him if he wants to do it, and then he's like, actually, like, maybe?
Bro, that would be the ultimate
Like,
crescendo of the lol cow arc. Like, can you imagine the lol cow arc of iDubbbz going and doing cock out and everything? Like, there is no better end. It doesn't get better than that.
She's haunting me.
No.
I think that's actually longer. I think there's a longer clip, and it's even worse than that.
How could it be worse?
They keep going on about Hassan.
That is one of the most brutal clips I've ever watched.
It's so bad. It's so bad. So guys, so remember, Ian and Anisa, you're horrible. Ian, your wife doesn't even like you. She wants Hassan. Oh, Ethan's just being a son. No, you said that. You said that.
Yeah.
You said straight women are not attracted to you, but you know who everybody's attracted to? Not just bisexual women, which, by the way, that's an odd comment.
Why is she saying that to him?
She's the only women would like you?
Is she saying?
Category is that?
Is she saying he looks lesbian?
I think she might be saying he looks like a lesbian.
I don't know about that, but it is bizarre. It's like a weird. First of all, I don't. Is Anisa queer? Is she bisexual?
Claimed
is that what she's
recently.
saying?
She recently started saying how she's bi.
Bisexual out of
Okay, well,
nowhere.
let's just say she is. Regardless.
Which, just my theory on that is she's laying the seeds for divorce.
And then my theory on that, I have my own theory as well, because I feel like I've only started hearing her say it after his insensitive costume about Dobby being trans.
Oh, did that happen after the Dobby thing?
I saw it only after.
Oh.
So to me, it's like...
Oh, yeah, Dobby loves
She's like
a lesbian.
Oh, I wasn't making fun of you guys. I'm one of you.
Dobby
That's what it
loves
feels like.
Dobby loves bisexual women.
Gobi loves it.
I'm just going to let it play and stand back.
Yeah, I think if you shaved the mustache and trimmed up the mullet, I think you would appeal to gay and men mostly.
Gay and men, that would be my strategy.
No, and women. I think actually your strongest demographic is women right now, as is.
Okay.
Like, I actually don't think there's a world
Where I appeal
where
to straight women.
you could appeal to straight
You know what?
women.
I think you're right. Yeah, that
Yeah.
actually makes a lot of sense. That lines up with my history.
Appealing to like straight women, specifically straight women, I think would be. It's just not your vibe is not. It doesn't really. Have you ever considered opening?
Me?
Yeah.
I start to consider it when I freaking look in the mirror about to shower. I'm like, yeah, I've been working hard. I'm not opposed to it. I think
Femboy arc, yeah.
Femboy arc.
Yeah. I don't know. You have a lot of range.
Yeah. Someone said, is there a look that appeals to everyone? Or what look appeals to everyone?
Hassan Abi appeals to everyone. He does.
It's so funny to see.
It's insane how badly Anisa does Ian on live stream, even up to now. And here are the two other Instagram stories. One of them is from Christmas Eve, which I'll get more into Christmas later. H3 says, "Lonely loser." I can't find the original clip here. I don't know why they, I don't know where the original clip is at all, but I think it was like snarking on Ethan. But he says, "Lonely loser," crying laughing emoji. "Your wife isolated you intentionally from your friends and family, moved you to the northernmost outpost, humanly inhabitable, covered your entire body in hideous tattoos so that you're a walking red flag to any other woman on earth, lobotomized you by forcing you to box people way out of your skill class with 12-ounce gloves and weight class because he had to gain weight. All while publicly fantasizing many times in front of you about a different man," talking about Hassan. "She also has convinced you to make a hit piece on your longtime friend and most frequent collaborator and the only person left online defending you and promoting your events, thereby trashing your career and permanently destroying Creator Clash, which you described as, quote, the best thing you've ever done in your career," crying laughing emoji. "And it's all exactly what you deserve, scumbag. Merry Christmas, person. Coward will say. Enjoy your Edmund weather without your heated socks, you cold, lonely loser." And I think the heated socks line was pretty clever, because if you don't know, he couldn't afford the heated socks at the store, so he put them back. Another one saying, "Frick the New York Times. What do you think, Ian and Anisa?" And it talks about Iran protests that turned deadly as violence and anger spread. Financial pressures have fueled a fifth day of demonstrations around Iran, with at least one person killed in the protests so far, according to authorities. There was also another side drama with H3 and them two, where Ian and Anisa ended up talking about how they were in a trio text group with H3 and how he still texts them making fun of them. And here's that clip.
That Lord texted us the other day.
Dude, he texts us all the time, man.
All the time.
It's
and we
so
never
annoying.
Respond. You should see Ian's phone. Well, it's a group text.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 12 unhinged texts in a row.
Yeah.
The most recent one was it makes it easier to ignore him because you can tell he's in
Great
severe
pain. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly.
H3 responds on his Instagram stories saying this. One text in the past 6 months, by the way. This is genuine hurt and disbelief from a friend. 6 months passed. I was drinking with a friend and explaining the whole story about how you rat-fricked me. Immature, I admit. Feel free to block me. No text since this. And you can't really see like the text, but we're actually going to get into those as Ethan shows the full text logs. But first, there's also a follow-up saying, have Ian and Anisa spoken over the Venezuelan voices yet to tell us how it really is? And then shows a funny picture of Ian, which will be a thumbnail later. But now he says, frick it. Let's keep everyone feasting over the break. There are 3 sets of messages. First is right after the content cop. The second is right after the content deputy. Therefore, the first 2 were direct responses to this highly personal attack videos. In this case, I feel like direct messages were more than justified. Third, admittedly, was just for fun. And while very immature, I do think it's vital that you both remember that you are squandered for your entire fortune and career. No socks, no plates, no B words. That's just a little internet humor. I would never call a woman a B word. Feel free to block me, though. Coward, you guys are still welcome to call in anytime. Anisa, you've been like this the whole time? How two-faced does it get? And Ian, you are beyond pathetic, man. Nothing to even say to you. Honestly, I cared about you guys and always did. Always did right by you. It's funny, we expected you were not on our side, and that's why you were silent, and you confirmed in your video. Meanwhile, you guys have been on Snark for years. Pathetic two-faced behavior. Meanwhile, Ian gets all high and mighty about, quote, why would I need something from you? Meanwhile, soaking up your promotion and support while spreading poison through the other side of your mouth. Shame on you both. Next is Anisa posting a screenshot for whatever reason of her saying that she knew about the Dr. Disrespect stuff for years before it came out, but we'll get to that later. And she says, just to put your mind at ease about that. She says, prove it for all of them, make the account public. People said the worst things about you, and I never believed any of them. I hope you all saw those comments I left in support of you over the years. Those were actually genuine, if you even know what that means. Sorry, is that too transactional for you to expect my friend not to have a secret Twitter account where she cruds on me? By the way, Ian, you told AB it was a net positive. Tell that to Dr. Kirk. Don't get it twisted. Everything that dude is going through is your fault. Why the frick would you insert that poor man into the middle of this? Empathy? Bro, for real? How dare you put Lena in this situation too, and to keep promoting her like she's the only fighter on the card. Shameless and vile. How empathetic. Ian responds saying, I am guessing you heard we are stepping down from Creator Clash. We're doing that so people like Lena, who have been training for this, can participate in a charity event without this being a distraction. We hope when we are no longer involved, you will allow her to compete for something she's been training for. He says, I'm not prohibiting her in any way, dip wad. This is all you, my friend. She was fine. Everything was fine until you dropped that video. You are both insanely selfish. You put her in an impossible situation. You fricked Dr. Kirk too. How could you not tell him beforehand? That poor dude went through heck, all because of your thoughtfulness. I hope it was worth it so Anisa can meet Hassan's dog. I think calling it a charity event requires you to actually donate, lol. Don't act altruistic. Anyone sane would have not done this a third time. Man, y'all are so pathetic. I hope you know that. I was hurting and down bad, and you guys jumped off top of a massive dog pile. You actually spend time on the Snark, and that's the biggest betrayal of all. How long have you guys been consuming that stuff? And then casually shouting them out in your videos on Unreal. What is wrong with you? You are bad and mean people. There is something wrong with you. Ian, you used to be a guy that thought of it from every angle and prepared the best argument and counter argument. What happened? Anisa, I want you to know what a coward you are and a phony. I'm so glad you are helping Palestine. How's your advocacy going? What have you accomplished? Anytime you want to call in and discuss Israel-Palestine, you let me know. This is malicious or just snark-brained. How do you not include us explaining it 2 minutes before, lol, showing a Reddit post. Then he adds on a final comment a couple weeks back, or it'll be a month at this point, saying, hey guys, hope you're both miserable. Say hi to the 100 people watching your stream. How's the unemployment benefits in Canada? Which I really wonder if they are taking in unemployment, which I kind of hope not, because, she's obviously working, trying to get some money, but we'll see. I've not heard that rumor at all, unless they've admitted that they're taking unemployment. But I think, at least in America, you've had to have worked before to take unemployment, right? So, and Ian and Anisa openly lied or kind of tried to twist the situation to benefit them, where they're like, oh, he still texts us all the time, but it's literally just a span of text messages responding to the videos and stuff that were made about him directly, instead of making a whole response video or thing of tweets. I can get how sending a row of text messages can look bad, but in this context, it's kind of forgivable, ain't it? And it's also you all not responding. That makes you all look cowardly and look bad yourselves, to be honest. Especially because he absolutely cooked you both and you couldn't respond. You couldn't respond to anything he had to say. But he actually adds on, pointing out the whole screenshot about Anisa knowing about the Dr. Disrespect situation, saying, so glad the Dr. Disrespect news is finally out. I was holding on to the information for years and wasn't allowed to say anything. Why would you not be allowed to say anything? What are you talking about? Say you signed an NDA or something. Why are you being vague right here? This person by the name of Vio says, same. Also the fact that there's more stuff that people don't know about yet. Secret Anisa says, oh, crud, no. Okay, I wasn't sure how many people knew. I wonder if that will ever come out. So a situation where there's allegations towards someone about them talking to kids. You didn't expose this at all at any time. Whenever it does get exposed, you don't add on because apparently no, but won't tell anyone. You could have done something right and gotten some credit at some point, which, to be honest, no one really knows about. The only stuff that we know are the allegations that are brought up against him and his responses, which his responses make him look guilty. I'm not going to lie. I've said that plenty of times now. You're an idiot. They can't do anything right, and it's so weird. Anyway, H3 adds on saying, Anisa inadvertently admitted she was running defense for a predator. And also to add on, Ethan also doesn't really repeat himself in these text messages. It doesn't look like it's in a breakdown manner. And even the drunk texts were actually pretty well made, to be honest. They still don't respond to them. There was no response at all. And he actually does respond on stream. And here is Ian's response.
Okay, so, man, quite a bit has happened since yesterday, guys. Quite a bit. Some of it will remain untalked about, at least by me. I'll only talk about it in the most cryptic of ways. Ruffled some feathers? Some feathers have been ruffled. That is to be sure. To be sure. Okay, give me the mic then. PT, if you don't know, you don't know. But I will say that it's an acronym for a person's name. Not their legal name, though. I thought it was Peter Thiel. It's not. I found out about that from Chris Kunzler's stream. Okay, yeah, if you watch, a breed of troll.
So he's even afraid to talk about this stuff, and directly says it's, quote, ruffled feathers, and is even terrified to say his name, Ethan Klein or H3. And he also now is calling him PT to make fun of the troll account. But iDubbbz, the same guy that's making fun of the troll account, has blocked me on Twitter over asking about his association with Shadman. A multi-time association of Shadman, by the way. A guy that was openly a CP artist. So a guy who used a name during the time on the internet where it made sense, where there was context to it. A guy that's already gave context to it and said that he probably shouldn't have done that and maybe had one joke about kids that were non-existent. I don't even know if it was that bad. I can't remember the post. And if it was, sure. Whatever. But you are the same person who openly supported a CP maker. And I'm pretty sure I showed the timeline of events. This was years after the pedo troll account. Why are you speaking? Don't speak. Get off the internet. You are worse than him. He made one joke. You actually supported and followed this dude. What's worse, the joke about a situation or the actual actions of having this person's artwork on your computer and openly following and supporting them on Twitter? And people try to say that Ethan had before, then show me the proof. There was like one thumbnail of like the cucumber from VeggieTales kissing something. Although that's like, of course, like I need more context. I want Ethan to respond to that. If he's guilty, I want him to I want to be even about it. I am even about it, I believe. Right now, I'm looking at two different situations where a guy, during the context of a certain time on the internet, like Ian saying the N-word, there's also a time, that same little time span, where Ethan said this. But apparently, Ethan's the worst person, despite later in years, closer to 2020, or maybe even in 2020, Ian is sitting there with a CP artist on his YouTube video. So who's the real pedo troll? I think he's projecting once again. People don't talk about this enough, and they blocked me. I can't talk to them now. Someone has to go in their comments and ask about the Shadman stuff. I commented on that same Reddit post talking about it. I was like, this is the same person that blocked me over asking about Shadman. People don't talk about that enough. And I feel so bad because a part of me just wants to make an entire video going over that specific instance. Maybe I make a whole video on Shadman in the future. I hope that people that do make videos on Shadman also point out iDubbbz was sitting there and is trying to make fun of someone else. There's so much to it. There's just so much to it, and I feel like people don't talk about it enough. People don't point out enough. Like, you can't call him pedo troll if you're going to sit there and have that on your computer. And never respond to and block people that ask about it. You coward. What's a name? Since he wants to call him PT, you know, we know what that abbreviation is. What can we call Ian? Or that association with Shadman? If he wants to play that game, then we're going to play that game back. Maybe pedo troll 2? But anyway, there's another Reddit post that like compares Ian and Ethan by bunny_8008 saying, keeps claiming celebs don't want to go on Ethan's podcast anymore. Meanwhile, and then it shows Ethan Klein's H3 podcast having Sal Falcano on it, reading Reddit stories like, am I the problem or am I the butthole? And they add on saying, I remember Ian saying no celebrities or creators want to go on the quote harassment podcast. Put me on there. I'll go on there. I mean, the gym coach did and the wife did. Other people have since then, I'm pretty sure. So what are we talking about? There's plenty of people that go on that podcast. Harley went on there. And there's people outside of the drama as well that went on that podcast, but still. Just some examples. Anyway, says they don't want to go on there anymore because he made it a toxic, drama-ridden place. For some bizarre reason, he's continued to say that even after Ethan had Sal from the hit reality TV show Impractical Jokers soon on after. Ethan doesn't need gimmick guests to draw in viewers or fans anymore, but I don't think Ian realizes celebrities don't give a rat's butt about YouTube beef. Ian wants to think that he's on top of the world or something like that, and if you don't disagree with him, no one's going to hang out with you. Whenever it's kind of the opposite. If you don't like Ian or people that have dunked on Ian have been more popular and been more loved online than Ian himself. iDubbbz versus Financial Audit. Ian responded to a stream comment saying that he should go on Financial Audit, as of course we talked about how they're struggling financially and having issues, possibly due to the house that they sold and everything else. And Frogan was also talked about, and this is kind of where it stems from, is mainly the Frogan stuff. And if you don't know Financial Audit, I've talked about this before. I made a video on Frogan if you want to go check that out. But it's a show where Caleb Hammer, the host of the show, looks over your expenses and sets you up with professionals and applications to help you pay debts, spend better, and you know, there's like resume professionals and people that help you out with that and other stuff. Like, he has a whole line, like I said, of applications, sponsorships, and more. Actual professionals as well. He just goes over your finances, clowns you for it, gives you harsh realities and some advice, and then he puts you on to other professionals, like actual professionals in there as well. He has plenty of employees, I think near 50 at this point. I think it's like 34 to be exact, but I don't really exactly know. It might be 54. Here's that clip.
Unk get on Financial Audit? Nah, dude, f that guy. He's so creepy. I don't want anything to do with freaks. That is like red alert. Red alert, keep the freaks away from me, please. I mean, the freaks aren't going to shut up. I don't anticipate freaks. But do it to troll him. No, D6. I'm not interested in some weird advanced tactics. Sometimes you gotta freak the freaks out. No. Because to be honest, like, I've discovered this over time. You can't, like, doing half measures, kind of a waste, right? Like, if you're gonna be, like, super obsessive and kind of, like, involved in some, that has to be your, like, full strategy. If you're looking to live, like, I don't know, a more peaceful and more normal and less parasocial weird life, you actually have to take a step back from it. Maybe it's a personality thing as well. I know for me, I don't, like, I'm either all the way in or I don't want to even have exposure to it. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, if there's nothing to be done about it, if that's the strategy, is not getting involved in anything, like, I don't even want to see that. I'll go and live my life.
Of course, calls him creepy. Overuses that word once again for whatever reason. Caleb Hammer isn't creepy at all. The same dude, by the way, who likes Shadman, who supported Shadman, calling someone else creepy. For no reason either. Just admit you are afraid or don't want to show off those details of your personal life publicly. It's fine. If you want to be like, no, I really don't want to do it, I feel like that is something that really hurts my look, or, maybe, I don't really want to do that because that kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'm more of a person that wants to be private about my financials. We will get help if we ever need it somewhere else, but we don't need help right now. Although that last part's a lie. He could have, of course, said something like that. That's the problem, is that these people just attack. They attack. They don't just say anything, like, calm, neutral, or anything. Absolute extremists. iDubbbz actually had a conversation with Caleb Hammer, and it was a civil one. He reflected on it on livestream and said it was good. And they talked about their disagreements, and you can, of course, do that with Caleb Hammer. You could call in at any time, you can DM him at any time and talk to him about whatever, and become mutuals, or have a middle ground. So, hey, he's civil with your people. You can be civil back, okay? You don't have to act like a hater. And Ian and Anisa Christmas. Of course, Christmas and New Year's have passed, and like I said with all my other update videos, I wanted to wait until the holiday season was over. And of course, as you can expect, their Christmas was a little sad. He talks about how he didn't really do anything but look at other streamers, and thinks about how he has no friends and is sick.
Christmas Eve, I was on Twitch, and I was like, just like editing a video and kind of like, browsing different streams, and I realized, I was like, what the? We're all online because we're not hanging out with friends and family, because I don't know, we're all ill, we're all sick. We all don't have friends or family. We all get it off of Twitch. There were so many people who were live on Christmas Eve. Thank you, Neon Communist. It blew my mind. Yeah, I went to Him Jim's stream, and I went to Uma's stream. I went to Frogan's, and I was like, there were just so many people who were live, and I was like, okay, this is what we're doing? So, I don't know. I think there's really good community on Twitch, and I think basically, if you're there, it's what is the word? It's community, but it's also a bit of like solidarity. We all don't have any place to be. Do be Jewish too, though. That's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just mean general holidays and like hanging out with other people, touching grass. But I think a lot of people are limited, like physically limited, especially during the holidays, where they're like, I can't. Like, the roads are busy, there's a lot, and to be honest, I also think it might be a little bit of an autism, maybe an overstimulation thing, where there's like so many people who are like, they can't stand being around family members, being around lots of people, a dozen people. It's safer to be in a Twitch chat. We played We played a little silly game. No gifts. We were completely giftless this year. I mean, we're completely giftless most years, because we don't do that part of Christmas, which, to be honest, like it makes the whole experience infinitely less stressful for me. I think it's cool, you know. I've done gifts plenty of years, but you know, so I'm aware. I'm aware what it feels like. It's kind of exhausting. Even if you're on time and you get a gift for someone or whoever you're looking to, buying gifts is stressful. No, well, yeah, a little bit, but then also the expectation of it, build up. Receiving gifts is also stressful. Yeah. I don't know. I always hated that feeling growing up of like, you know, especially as a kid, like trying to figure out what is the appropriate amount to present your gratefulness. I'm not opposed to gift giving. We just do it more randomly, you know?
I don't know if he means actually sick, but if you think about it, he didn't go see his family at all for Christmas Eve. Like, he could have at least, like, flown over there or drove, whatever. He could have went and saw them for Christmas Eve, hung out with them, and then went back home for Christmas so he could hang out with the Jehomas. And this was also shown to be projecting, as Ian in the past said that Ethan didn't have any friends or connections online.
Yeah, it's true. He doesn't have friends. He doesn't have connections online. He and moans about how no one will collaborate with him. I realized, I was like, we're all online because we're not hanging out with friends and family, because I don't know, we're all ill, we're all sick, we all don't have friends or family.
Literally, besides me and Michael in the gym, he doesn't have any friends.
Wait, this
And he
is
has no
actually
friends.
really sad.
He has no friends as well. It's ridiculous.
That's why I would feel bad for him.
Yeah.
That's why I felt bad all the time. I'm like,
It's
man,
so
it's
hard.
just sad.
Yeah.
To be honest, I also think it might be a little bit of an autism,
which was also shown to be false. I wonder why he doesn't do gifts. It's got to be like a little something, you know? Like, be festive. I'm always saying this, dude. Go be festive. Go give each other gifts. Be merry. Be happy. You don't have to spend an absurd amount of money on gifts and stuff. You know, you can give them just one small thing if you don't got cash, or if you don't got much, if you're struggling. Or maybe just do something festive, do something nice. Like, that's why they're so miserable. And I can get how the holidays can be annoying at times, but it can be really nice as well if you make it, or if you attempt to make your best out of it. And if you weren't so miserable sitting there thinking about Palestine the entire time, and thinking about how the gift money needs to go to them instead, maybe you would enjoy Christmas. Maybe if you weren't such bad people, you would enjoy Christmas. I don't know. People also are now joking, saying, quote, he's giftless. Like how they keep saying, he's stoic, he's felted. They have now added, he's giftless in there as well, which I think is pretty funny. iDubbbz streaming. I want to leave this section at the end because, I don't know, I feel like maybe you all want to see more of the interesting parts. Although the next two segments are really interesting, I like to, like an example would be the World of T-Shirts episodes. The trolling and some of the breakdowns I like to leave at the end as well, because I like to add all the new and diverse stuff at the beginning. But of course, there are some moments on stream that I wanted to talk about. Some of them are just painful to look at, and him responding to chatters, and here they are.
Just such bait.
You guys should get a motorcycle and have Ian hugging Anisa in the back seat to make the haters go nuts. That's how I can get the haters. That's a surefire way to own the haters.
I have an aux cord cassette tape I throw in mine for phone music. That is good.
I love you. What the fuck? I'm a huge fan.
No, you're not. But it's a good try. It's a good attempt. It's actually not a good attempt. It's a very bad attempt. Especially when you come in with such like energy.
I love you though. I positively love you. How can I show my insane parasocial admiration for you? That will be proof.
Or not, you know what they thought if I would participate, and
Thought.
I had another burst of very, very good comments.
Tot. She's saying tot a lot. instead of thought. Trinidad, I don't see it. Daddy.
To say, okay, maybe this might be the chance to do it. And then I kind of teased the audience a bit the following year by asking them what they thought about whether I should participate or not. You know, what they thought if I
Please
would
don't say
participate.
Israeli.
And
I think it
I
might
had
be.
another bout
I
of
can't identify
very, very
it.
good comments. And then...
It has a lot of similarities to places in Europe. Maltese. I don't think I would have ever guessed that. That could have been anywhere. How many did you get right? 5? Yeah, you guys did much better than me. All right, you little sweet peas, you little sweet beans. Gamergate dudes are all just like, I can't jerk off to this. It's woke. I think they need to get a little more creative. I think they can jerk off to a lot more than they give themselves credit. I think they need to try harder. Can you adopt me? Like this grown man is like, can you please adopt me? Can I suck you off right now in the soup kitchen? With both hands, okay? I wrap my lips around that thing and I start blowing. I start blowing hardcore. And man, the noise that you would hear on the other side of that door, it would shock and horrify you. Oh, okay, we got like the perfect, again, the concern trolling is so beyond obvious every time. I'm going to give it to you guys. This is happening actively. This is an active, I don't know what you'd call it. It's an active thing. This person, they say, is it possible to tone down the anti-Indian racism in streams, please? I'm Pakistani, but people usually don't make the difference. We don't know who this person is. I've never seen this person in my chat, and if they were, they definitely got banned for being a plug. And then they say, yes, I was banned for literally nothing. Literally nothing. That's also what they say a lot. It was literally nothing. I didn't even freaking do anything. I was polite and wasn't rude at all. This exact same thing happened to my friends. After just a couple of chat interactions... After a couple chat interactions, we're all Indians. I'm genuinely sick of this behavior. You're not Indian. You aren't. I'm genuinely sick of this behavior. These past weeks, I know I got banned from my IP address. I literally joined a couple of days back around the 90-Day Fiancé watch party, and I was quiet all the time. Well, maybe you should stay quiet. Have we mentioned Indian folk even once this stream? No. And that's why you know. I think it's because a lot of the concern trolls, obviously they don't watch the stream, right? Like, it would be a complete waste of their time to watch the stream. So they just see like 4 hours and they're like, they must mention Indians at one point in the 4-hour stream. This guy's streaming 5 days a week. He's got to mention Indians at some point. How can I frame this? I stepped out for a bit. What's this person's deal? They're just like some creepy concern troll. I have Indian friends, Giga IQ. Well, yeah, I don't think a lot of these... I think a lot of people, especially the concern trolls, they think that it's some sort of like law that like you... Like they're in school still. Mm-hmm. Like, and all the kids have... Like no one can be taken out of the class or something. Like everyone gets a moment in front of the class. Yeah. And it's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, that's not how the world works, dude.
No, if you're being a loser weirdo, you're just going to get booted. Yeah. And you aren't owed an explanation.
No, you aren't. Nobody likes you. Touch yourself for the 50th time today. That's what I have to say to you.
And then these... Okay. makes me so mad. Then you click on the idiots' comments that say, real? Is this real, Grok? I need your help, Grok. And it says, yes, it's real. These photos show Jake Paul's face swollen and red from injuries. I guess it's just real. I guess it's real. We're so stupid, dude. We are so stupid. I mean, is it inconsequential? Yes. Do we care? Not really. We don't care. It just makes me mad when it's things that are, like, a little bit more important. I don't mean to be rude, but is this what iDubbbz does? Just watch? I mean, we talk. It's sort of a communal thing. You notice I'm reading chat right now? But yeah, I mean, you were just spamming about Megabonk. Is that what you do? You just go into people's chats and spam about Megabonk? It's a little bit weird. It's a little weird. Hell yeah, I do? Okay, well, you're at like an 8 or a 9 right now. Let's bring it down to a 3. Let's bring it down to a 3. He said something like, why are you being like Hassan and being obsessed with Asmongold? I will tell you why. If you want to call it an obsession, you can. He listens to and reacts to all of my so I don't really care. It's kind of a back and forth game. But he's incredibly popular online, so it's extremely relevant, and I think it's indicative of how a lot of people think. Like, there's so many people watching him. He gets, what, like 50,000 live viewers? Like, that's extremely relevant. People, like, agree with him. They promote the fuck out of him. 21,000 likes on this tweet. Like, he is part of the culture. People agree with this, right? It's important to acknowledge it. You can't just be like, oh, why are you talking about him? Yeah, he's allowed to talk about whatever he wants. I'm not. No, fuck that. He's a loser.
But, like, I really mean this in the most serious way possible. The way that iDubbbz explains things now makes me think that he got CTE with boxing. Just the way that he talks and the way that he explains things, there has been some sort of mental trauma that he's been through. And I don't know if this is stress, boxing, or what. But, like, I remember one time whenever he tried to explain an argument, he just explained my argument back. And I was like, wait a minute. I think there's something wrong here. This is an issue. And I know what it's like because, like, I think that I've lost a degree of, like, mental acuity dealing with a lot of trauma myself. Like, I'm not as sharp as I was. Maybe I will be in the future. I don't know. But there's definitely...
Makes sense. Trunk is totally optional based on your road trip. How is that not practical? Running Commando. Why is that a first time chat, Running Commando? I'm just yapping. I don't care. You think I give a about this car? And this little thingy on the back? How is it not Wait a minute. No, I'm not going to let you confuse me. How is it not practical? Look, are we looking at the same picture? Look at this dumb It's tiny. Already, this car is tiny. And then you're adding this giant thing. Like, you actually have to think. When you're backing up these trailers, by the way, it isn't just like, do it. You actually have to be kind of practiced with backing these things up. You've just added another car's length to your tiny car. For what reason? Don't shop for groceries. If you have this car, you don't have to shop for groceries. How much is it? 55,000? You're fine. You're not dead. You take your grocery car. You live in Temecula. You take your grocery car to get your groceries, and you take this one for thrill. Don't piss me off. Improving life skills. Oh, now you're pissing me off.
I think too many people are scared
Some loser came in here, Garfield's lasagna, and said, "Ian, can we tone it down with a no? You."
To say that. There's
Please tell me you're not using Spotify to stream music on stream. I mean, plenty of people do. That's not something you can clutch pearls over. But no, I'm using YouTube Music. Like, YouTube Music is going to be so much better. Like, a lot of us have, like, there is a... Don't distract me with that. Don't distract me with it. I have a story to tell. Okay. You guys are... You guys suck. Okay, anyway. You don't... Okay, you guys are sweet. I love it. I love it. The other day, Anisa and I were lying in bed, and we were watching Joe Rogan TikToks.
Soulful, potent voice, and this is my favorite.
Stupid. Stupid. Dumbest human being alive. Also, it's a bit weird. Like, what is Joe Rogan's acknowledgement of, like, rap now that it's some AI slop that has like a 60s feel to it? It's like, why are we going back there? You know, there's a lot of modern good rap. Why does it need to have that nice little 60s feel to be good? It's really creepy. It's like, can you not? Like, no one's yearning for this. The only people who are yearning for this are ancient old white men to make it more palatable to whites. Exactly. It's creepy, dude. It's also a little bit like, ooh, this is exciting, because they haven't heard any of these like TikTok musicians do the thing where they combine different genres. They're like, I don't know how they haven't seen it, but it's all over the internet.
For whatever reason, Ian is actually really pushing for wanting kids and wanting to volunteer for like a kid spot as well, or something like that, or a program, and here's that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look into if there's like a older brother or some sort of like program type of thing for kids. Because I was talking about that a little bit, and it just seems like fun. It really does seem like a win-win if you do have, you know, time on your hands, and you know, you have wisdom to share. Or just, I mean, not even wisdom to share, just having fun with someone.
Which, hey, don't get me wrong, helping kids is great, but I don't think Ian has any good advice to give them, because I don't know what all they would really talk about, other than politics or not great advice in general. Like, I don't see the point. I feel like there's better people for that. They could volunteer for something else, like a soup kitchen maybe. I don't know, like something where advice and talking points are not, you know, needed. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways that they could do charity work or like, you know, whatever, and it not be terrible. I still do think they need to get actual jobs, though, to be honest, and think that they need to help themselves before they help others. I always say that. I always say, like, hey, help yourself before you help others. So, like, you know, you try to help someone that's drowning, and they actually, like, you know, they pull you down with them. So, just help yourself first. Be selfish a little bit, okay? Don't be, like, a bad selfish person. Be a understandable one. Be like, hey, I gotta help myself first. Yeah, that's fine. That's understandable. But whenever you get up, and you get up very comfortably, then help out. Like a lot of these other YouTubers do and such, like Moist Critical. Shout out to him and his charity work. Shout out to PewDiePie and his charity work. I don't really know what he meant by, quote, a plug, and I think Indian hate is fine. So, I mean, it's whatever. And honestly, the Grok question thing is valid to be criticized, as I think that we should be using our minds and take moments to think for ourselves. But him being so angry about something like this is being way overdoing. Like, it's doing too much. Megabonk Ragebait was super funny to me because, like, of the guy's response. I don't know why, but as soon as Ian read out that dude's response, I started laughing a little bit. Because I just know it got on his nerves. And I do think if you want to travel then do it. Like, if you want to travel, then sure. If you have the money to do so and you are financially responsible, sure, travel. But don't do it to, quote, escape America or whatever. But do it to live and experience life and have and like visit cool parts of the world, you know? You know, don't survive, exist at least. You know what I mean? Don't just be surviving, like actually exist, if you know what I mean. But hate watching Joe Rogan is also a kind of sad thing to do. He doesn't always have the best takes, don't get me wrong, but Ian can't just point anything out like correctly at all. He barely has good points ever. There's also some low IQ moments from him as well on stream, and a lot of people have pointed out how he can't make a sentence without saying the F word. Not the cool one, but just like the other one. The common one. And he responds just angry about any criticism. He also makes fun of another creator for whatever reason.
To the shelves of my local supermarkets, and we've actually got a very, very wide range of here. Now, I don't
British
know whether
people
any
are
of these
sick.
actually resemble authentic.
It looks like he's scared. It looks like he's trembling as he's recording this. Like,
I hope nobody sees me recording my frankfurters. I'm positively delicious. I'm going to get loads of these jumbo frankfurters. And these delicious Herta brand frankfurters. 10 of the classic cheesy ones.
It just wasn't necessary. Like, what if the dude is starving or has health problems? Like, he's not being empathetic at all. Like, did you really learn empathy or no? Because I think he forgot it. I think he needs a couple more lessons in empathy. He then gets onto a looks maxer for saying slurs, and here's that clip.
Yeah, he also said, he says a bunch of slurs. And he's totally, like, I don't know, unashamed of it. It's very weird.
Clavicular explains the
I mean, you know, I'm one to talk. At the age of 20, or however old he is. But I know better. I know better now. I mean, I knew better then, but listen, I got it.
I don't get the whole thing about stressing over slurs, especially like whenever it's Ian talking about it. At least he was somewhat aware that like, oh, I can't really speak on this, to be honest. I think a video, like if Ian made a video on looks maxers and how they can be very harmful to the minds of internet users, it could be a good video. But the problem is that it's a good video, so there's no way that Ian can actually make it. So someone else is going to have to pick up that video about how looks maxers are dangerous to the internet. But if he wanted to make good content against creators or trends, that's the one place that he could start, because I think looks maxing is supposed to be helpful in a way, and it can be, but it's kind of gotten to a point of overdoing it to the form of toxicity, like mass toxicity. And I saved the worst for last. Here it is.
Here. Okay. That's actually good.
You're so good at it.
Yeah.
I honestly think the wrong one
Person
of us.
went into sex work.
Yeah, I think the wrong person in our relationship went.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
Like, what can I even say to this, man? Like, just go on to the next segment.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow.
Now, before I show this clip, this is the same guy who calls everyone a creep. He calls Ethan Klein PT, which is the abbreviation for what we know, and has openly supported a CP artist and has this to say about Ice Spice wearing revealing clothing around kids at a kids event. Here's that clip.
So honestly, I've been getting a lot of rhetoric around the SpongeBob Big Guy Ice Spice movie thing recently. A lot of different, it's coming at me from different angles. One, a lot of people were upset that Ice Spice was showing her on the Nickelodeon red carpet or whatever it was, maybe the premiere. It's sort of whatever. I don't really care so much about that. But some people were really offended by that.
It's almost like he's been projecting this entire time. But also, I don't think kids should be seeing X-rated material or near it, especially that young. Most guys, of course, had the Megan Fox Transformers moment, but that was way more tame than what Ice Spice is out there, like, in, of course. But showing kids this stuff could cause problems whenever they're older, you know, such as addictions to certain things, or maybe influence how they dress, how they act, how they talk, and damage their minds completely in multiple other ways. He talks about wanting to have a kid, but doesn't care about like the mental state at all, or how certain actions can affect kids mentally. So it just seems like he's so underprepared to actually have a child because, what? So he's just gonna he would be fine with his child at a strip club? Small little kid around a bunch of bad behavior, bad influences? You want your kid to see X-rated material on the TV all the time? Like, I just don't get it. It's like putting kids up at those parades that have completely naked people. Completely naked old men. I just think that's weird. I think that's very creepy behavior. I think that, you know, he's going to be a very terrible father. Shouldn't be around kids now, seeing stuff like this, especially not responding to that Shadman stuff, man. You look pretty guilty. So let's keep you away from kids, okay? Let's refrain from being around kids because, you know, if I see iDubbbz around kids, then there's going to have to be a whole long video exposing the multiple times that he's been ignorant towards children and how he has consumed possibly consumed that content. Not saying he has for sure. But let's refrain from being around kids so we don't get to that point, because you're going to have to force mine in other people's hands. Okay? Let's not have a kid. You don't need one. Okay? Especially with Anisa. You both are so mentally unwell, even before everything happened, I'm guessing, to you all, that kid is doomed from the start. I don't know what other health issues they might have that aren't mental. Maybe they have some physical ones as well. Don't have a kid. Especially if divorce is always around that corner. We might see iDubbbz be paying some alimony and a bunch of divorce money and child support at some point. You know what I mean? Hey, because, hey, the dude gets screwed over in that way. And Anisa ain't going to get no job. She knows the benefits. She'll go live with her parents. So it's not. Okay? Shadman supporter? Let's not go have kids. Let's not be around kids because you obviously don't care about them enough. iDubbbz is terrified of me. Like the title of the video says in this section itself, Ian is terrified of me. As on stream, he says this about the VODs and how they're only going to be available to Twitch subscribers only.
May I ask why the VODs aren't getting published? Is it because Pedro's being goofy? No, nada. So what you will notice going forward is that the VODs will be available, but only to subscribers. I only published one of the VODs to test it, so you're only going to have access to the one where me and Anisa were watching 90 Day Fiancé. So I will publish the rest of them for subscribers, like, I don't know, when I get off stream.
Now, this is a thing I see other YouTubers do, and I think it's smart if you don't want to have the streams up for the public, or maybe like, oh, well, let's leave it to a thing where we do members-only streams, and then also the VODs get to stay. And if you're a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, you get to watch them later. You can rewatch them later if you miss them. You know, that's fair. That's fine. But the thing is, whenever you are iDubbbz, a person who has a lot of opinions, gets a lot of clips put out of himself, and gets into a lot of dramas and stuff like that, it just seems very cowardly to sit back and be like, you have to subscribe to my Twitch to get to the VODs. And I don't know if he had public VODs beforehand, but I think they usually are. And I just think that this is a bad idea. I think next he's going to take away the clipping feature on his streams like Frogan did, if he hasn't already, which just causes more clip accounts to sit there in your streams and wait for moments. Like, don't get me wrong, you might get a few extra subscribers out of it. Ooh, let's rub our hands together. We got the money, we got them. But these people are also going to probably heavily profit off of this. This is going to be the same people that are Clipper accounts on YouTube, that censor the music in the background. These are the people that are going to be verified on Twitter and going to be like Party King or the DSP account that goes over him. You're just going to help all these other dudes profit, to be honest. They're going to make that money back and some. They're going to make more than you do. To be honest, they're going to do more work than you, and they're going to get paid more for it. Because they diversify the content through Twitter, through YouTube, Redditors. Thank you. Shout out to all these people. Ian is a coward. He is so afraid of criticism. And for people to find the stupid stuff that he says and get it from his streams, that he is now forcing you to pay for the VODs. Community questions, comments, and concerns. Of course, with all my update videos, usually at least, I have a whole section where I show the community input. And let's start. Far-fault-6243 says, can he please shut up about the Kirks? And this is a point I brought up earlier. I didn't really add in much input on Charlie Kirk and all that. But of course, from what it sounds like, he actually talks about them a lot for whatever reason. This person adds on saying, I find it rich that Ian and Anisa will make such a sync about people making assumptions about their relationship when Ian on screen and Anisa in chat will go on long tangents about how Charlie Kirk was misusive to Erica having relations with JD Vance. It also just fills me with rage when he talks about Charlie Kirk because he will go on and on about how Charlie should have expected to be God because of the hurtful things that he has said. Ian, you made a fortune off of screaming slurs about the gays and blacks. So how about you take a step back and realize, man, I should be quiet about this and shut up about how a person grieves for their loved one and how they dress. The Pope and the Flu says, Ian talks trash until the Candyman arrives, then he has to flee to Canada. I think that, if you're overly talking about a subject and also setting up these accusations and there's no proof of this, especially if Erica was getting misused, I feel like after that dude got, there probably would have came out about it. And also, of course, you get mad at people for talking about your all's love life, and then you want to say, oh, but Erica's screwing JD Vance. I don't know. Just, of course, it's hypocrisy. Comfortable Bug 4590 says, I'm just a relatable socialist dude, guys. Shows a picture of Ian, and there's a whole side text saying, well, yes, of course I'm a socialist. I lived in a comfortable $1 million shack, as anyone would, blew charity money on influencer parties, gatekeep my podcast on Patreon and my Discord through paid memberships, regularly beg for subs on Twitch to get a better revenue split, encourage my wife to sell her body online on another supposedly Zionist platform. Little small text here saying, I've been a heckin' anti-Zionist ever since my wife told me to be, but I'm not sure what that means. But like freaking, I have dogs and free Palestine. Do you guys like me now? There's also description text saying, I thought socialism was just about sharing, ? I share my whole bank account with my wife. Good job on that one. Jasmine Milk Tea says, Anisa Jahoma daughter or Ian Jahoma son? Which is worse to have? And for further discussion / advice, since I am so parasocial of the Jahomas, how do I raise kids so that they never end up being like Anisa? I know Maureen is crazy, but she still somehow managed to have 2 functional daughters. Her older sister to Anisa is a lawyer and mom, and her younger sister is married and runs a flower shop. Now, which is worse to have? You have a daughter that spazzes out online, is chronically online, and doesn't work, which it's okay to be a housewife. But I feel like with how they act, it's kind of like, well, here's something that you can call out. It's basically having a chronically online sells their body daughter that also is kind of crazy and nonsensical, erratic, no rational thought. Or you have a son that gets easily corrupted by a woman, doesn't give your last name, hates you, and never sees you again. I don't know what's worse. And also, how do you make sure your kids aren't raised this way? It's people also, by the way, said that Anisa daughter was worse, and I think that's probably true. Anisa was the origins of being a bad person, and Ian just sadly got kind of corroded in it. Anyway, how do you stop your children from being this way? Don't have them online a lot. Give them flip phones. Don't give them a smartphone with YouTube Shorts on it and all that. Actually parent your kid. Don't be weird about them. Make them get a job. Make them be productive. Make them be a good person. If it's a son, put them in sports or whatever. Make them live an average life and not one that's constantly on a screen or constantly face shoved in politics. I mean, you can only be a parent so much until they kind of take on their own lives and they start being that way. Hey, spank your kids. That's another thing. Get the switch. You know what I mean? Not that type of switch, okay? You know what I mean? Not that type of switch. I'm talking about, going outside and getting one. This is by EN on 6 saying, Redemption arc is never happening. I had hope for the guy, but now with how much he alludes to wanting to impregnate Anisa, he's clearly never leaving. And I guess that's suggesting that the only way to redeem himself is to leave her, which a lot of people have said, and I think that's valid to say. Next is by normal-ad-3468 saying, I'm having deja vu. saying, and then it shows two pictures, one of Anisa and then one of Kat, I think is her name, which is DSP's wife. Yes, DSP is married, but they both have like the same facial expression here. Ian is really going full DSP, and he really has, and there's a lot of comparisons you can put from DSP to Ian. Failing marriage, where they're not really that great, although Anisa's more of the worst person in the marriage, still failing marriage, begging for money, absolute just idiots. Like, no brain, no thought process at all. Next is, again, by normal-ad-3468 saying, iDubbbz now has fewer Twitch subs than Nicholas Diorio. Nick has not streamed on Twitch in years. And I think his Twitch subs have gone up a bit to like 700 and something, as we saw in some clips. I don't know if it's still that way or if those were older clips or what, because, you know, some of these clips are like from a month ago. But that is kind of insane to see this stat. Undead_academic says, saw this somewhere, and it says the quote dark humor fan. It has a picture of iDubbbz, and around it is text saying, quote, dark humor doesn't mean racism, dude. Doesn't seem to understand that dark humor is about making light of taboo subjects. Quote, hey man, I'm all for dark humor, but that's not okay. Claims to be bipartisan, but also exclusively makes fun of Republicans and Christians. That's not funny, my guy. His quote, dark humor is the humor equivalent of mayonnaise, only mocks socially acceptable subjects. Yeah, I mean, dark humor is not supposed to be socially acceptable. It's supposed to be, you know, like, edgy and all that. Jubilant Fun saying, Ian only option for himself is leaving Anisa. This may seem parasocial, but it's really just an observation I've realized. Anisa took full advantage of the fact that Ian hasn't had any previous relationship experience. I think he supposedly has had relationship experience previously. At least that's what Ian has said. But you can't exactly really trust him either, so... But still, if he wants a chance to ever have it, well, maybe, like, a good relationship, or like, you know what I mean, there's ways around it. There's ways you can think of it, or ways you can put it. I don't know. I don't have full context. I'm not Ian. I've never been, I don't know much about his other relationships. I don't think he really had a public one other than Anisa. But they go on saying, if he wants a chance to ever have a decent life, he needs to leave this succubus. Before it felt hyperbolic, but after the failure of Critter Clash 2 and 3, I think it's safe to say that she ruined his life. Watching out Kickstarter crap videos or his gaming videos, and you see his glow is just gone. His smile and laughs are forced and awkward. He genuinely looks trapped and over-medicated. Priest_of_Hashut says, Ian will not leave her. The far more realistic and very likely scenario is her leaving him, possibly next year since their finances are going down the sink. Anisa will act to save herself financially. They probably hoped Hassan would bring them in views and money, but Hassan is cutting off even his orbiters like Frogan and Denims. Dan XD223 says, her leaving him is probably for the best, though he will likely spiral even more. Hopefully he doesn't go on full meltdown on stream and actually gets help. Not counting on it, but it's probably the best case scenario currently for him. And yeah, I think it's more likely that Anisa will leave him soon, whether it's by 2028 or not. Let's do an over-under. Over-under, they leave each other by 2028 or like 2032. I think it's Anisa that does it. It makes more sense. She is pretty selfish, I feel, and she will act to save herself. And somehow she'll get a bunch of alimony and child support if they actually have a kid. Might try to trap him in that way. But I feel like she's also oddly selfish. And it's weird because she's gone back and forth on, I don't want to have a kid with you, to I want to have a kid with you. Smart-Peerstar667 says, what is Ian's end goal? Pretty much the title. What do you guys think Ian's end goal with all this stuff he's been doing? Do you think he genuinely believes he can revive his career, or is he so brain broken that he can't even think of what he's doing next? Complete_act 739 says, he made his goal explicitly clear, quote, to become the white Hassan. Instead, he's becoming the white DSP. But DSP's already white, so. And yeah, I think it's weird that Anisa always talks about Hassan, and now he compares himself to Hassan, calling himself the white Hassan. And honestly, I don't really know. It does feel like he's going down a DSP route to either constantly fail or barely survive as is doing the internet. And, you know, it just doesn't make sense. I don't really know what his end goal is because I don't think these streams are going to revive his career. I don't really see his streams really succeeding at all in the future. I see them going down even more in the near future. I don't see his YouTube succeeding unless he, of course, nostalgia baits with, like, Kickstarter crap maybe, or, gaming or something of the sort. I just see him failing. I don't really see success unless he leaves her and does a complete 180, or just does a complete 180 in general. Disastrous-brief-516 says, predictions for 2026. 2025 has probably been the most pathetic year for iDubbbz, losing Creator Clash, the beef with H3, not being to sell his house, and so much more. What do you think likely will happen to Ian and Anisa in 2026? Here's my prediction. Ian will continue to stream, and it will be so boring that he will reach maybe sub 80 viewers, maybe 90. He will become so boring that even the subreddit will become less active, and he will continue downward. I think Ian at least has one more rock bottom type of event to happen, maybe a divorce arc or homeless arc, but I can't imagine he has the staying power. I think iDubbbz is doomed to fade. Even Kino seems to be almost done with them. And that's the thing too, is that people like us low-key keep him afloat, low-key keep him relevant. But if I stop talking about him, all these accounts in the subreddit start to not talk about him, he just dies off. And honestly, I would hope that they got a job or something beforehand, or they'll probably live with Ian and Anisa. I think this is good. I think this is a good prediction. Cozy_comrade said, I just hope that he transitions and then he starts his OnlyFans after the divorce, which is just an insane comment. But I do think that Disastrous Brief 516's comment or prediction on this is about correct. He has one more final moment. He probably has a couple other dramas, or like back and forth with Ethan where he loses. He has a couple of videos that are really bad and only hurt him more, like the Content Cop did. He nostalgia baits for a little longer until he basically doesn't succeed anymore. I don't know if he'll ever go homeless, but I do think there's one more big event to happen before it's like the nails in the coffin are starting to kind of make it hard to breathe, and hopefully he just gets a job somewhere. Next is by Sad Mass Stab saying, it seems like the world is safe from another Jahoma crotch spawn for now. Well played, Anisa. And says, common Adderall side effects. Other than anxiety, dry mouth weakness, stomachache, headache, weight loss, constipation, unusual sense of well-being, and twitching, 2 of them are less interested in sex and difficulty keeping an erection. So maybe this is a smart move by Anisa so they don't have to have kids, and hopefully they don't have one. I really hope they don't have one for both the kids' sake and for their sake. Downward Fractal says, who fell off harder, iDubbbz or Leafy? I know one still has a platform, but he honestly might as well not. By Rogda Faruqi saying, I thought you were lame haters. I'm an old school fan. Believe it or not, I'm a Muslim woman too. I thought iDubbbz becoming less openly racist was kind of cool, TBH. I thought you were typical Reddit hyperbolic snarkers, TBH. Well, I'm sorry. I was banned for laughing at obesity's messages and clips. I was subbed, and I also donated to the horror stream yesterday and played a funny sound and made people enjoy it. People in the chat started hating on me for chatting, I guess. Perhaps second language issues from me. To be honest, I mostly watched out of nostalgia and pity. It is clear he is not physically well and possibly mentally. Feels like Britney surrounded by enablers, lol. Talking about Britney Spears and her whole thing on social media, which is a whole other weird story of its own. Sorry for the rant, but I guess you guys were right. Frowny face. And yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to slowly realize that these videos and these people are not really wrong and are kind of right. And this is someone that literally, one, was a sub and was also like donating, and people got mad at her for like not knowing English that well. That's so insane to me. That's like, again, racist. Like, these people are so weird because they can be racist, anti-Semitic, and bullying. If anyone else does it, they're the bad person. Like, I don't get it. Accomplished_son at 4921 says, why is he using this filter of all filters? And compares it to, of course, Chris Chan, which I think is funny, especially because of the Sonichu curse. He might as well wear it all the time on stream now since he wore it once. This is just Chris Chan's curse, like, just being so upfront now. But that is the end of the community questions, comments, and concerns segment. A lot to talk about there. A lot of interesting points made. End. For the end of the videos, unless you want this segment to return, I'll just do a brief summary of some things that have happened to Hassan or what he's been up to since the last video. Because I just don't know if you all like those segments, and that honestly would have made the video probably a lot longer, and it was kind of getting to the point where it was so outside of the, like, sphere of Ian. If he comes back into, like the orbit of, like, Ian drama and stuff like that, then he, of course, will be added in. But I would usually do, like, a H3 versus Hassan segment, stuff like that. But he's basically, to recap, he said that people are afraid to talk against H3 and Asmongold for whatever reason. Like, I guess because they're afraid of their fan base. But this isn't true at all. I've seen plenty of people talk badly about both of these people, and I feel like people are more afraid of the Hassan fanbase or annoyed of them than they would be of Asmongold's or H3's. I don't see them really being harassers of sorts. He just can't admit to being in the wrong or a bad person at all, or at times even, at least. You know what I mean? So it's just showing that he doesn't take accountability, like, at all. Like, he can't be like, oh, well, maybe these people were right in the end. And it's not just that they're afraid to talk bad. But he had plenty of beefs with Asmongold and a few others. He had a whole campaign against Asmongold on stream, and even going on to tweet about him. He also had beefs with other streamers, I can't remember, but it's just like, just expect the usuals. He also went live on the Chinese version of Twitch and was banned, or his stream was turned off by the platform themselves pretty quickly during it, despite meat writing them for a long time and doing the China tour. I think Ian also talked about streaming on there too, but hasn't done anything about that yet. But yeah. That's all I got for you. That's the end of the Hassan recap, and that's the end of this video. If you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe as I make videos on internet dramas, locales, and more. I have multiple playlists on my channel that you all can go check out, showing off these people. There's, of course, other episodes of the iDubbbz series that you all can go check out if you haven't seen those either. Make sure to use YouTube's mobile-only hype feature on this video, and thank you all for watching all the way through, as that helps out the most. Let me know your all thoughts about this in the comments down below. Follow my Twitter is linked in the description below. And, in the end, I'm PERK30, and keep God close.
All got painted? Yeah, that's some wallpaper. That's some good old-fashioned WP.
I now get to see it happen after I was inside of one of them, and now I get to watch it happen from the outside. And it's just as entertaining, except for now I get to talk about it. Wait, what? We all... What y'all hunting it for? What did I say? I don't even know what y'all are talking about. Who were you inside? OTK. Men are more attractive than women. I think they're better looking than women are. They are. And if that wasn't true, by the way, if that wasn't true, then why are all the ancient sculptures, almost all of them, of men? Is that men, because men were empowered? No. It's even in, okay, no, you, no. Look at this bust, bro. This is why they have makeup.
WP.